Well. What is up, guys? Welcome in. Thank you all for being here. Those that are here, probably only the real ones, as they say, will probably hop on for this generally no topic included live stream that I'm about to drop right now. Really about nothing sports related specifically. Just basically, I wanted to talk to you guys, connect with you guys, and hang out with you guys for a little bit, answer some questions, and again, celebrate all of you. Thank all of you guys for helping me on this long 3-year quest to reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. It has been a crazy journey. I see there's at least some people in here. I'm getting some comments already. So I'm just going to be mainly checking out these comments and talking to you guys. I'll be taking some comments again, but I'll talk real quick. No Gary, just me. So everybody be on your best behavior here in the Skap Live After Dark. Well, it's dark where I'm coming from. I don't know. Well, it's not quite dark yet, but it probably will be by the time I finish. So I'm still calling it Skap Live After Dark for tonight. It probably is dark where several of you guys are tuning in from. But please be on your best behavior. I will be watching all of these comments myself tonight. No Gary, I figured, why does he want to hop on and just essentially listen to me talk about hitting the 100,000 sub mark? But I will talk about more than that. Whatever direction, as it always is, whatever direction you guys want to go is what direction I'm willing to go on with you. If people are acting a fool in the comment area, though, the rest of the chat, please just start spamming me out and let me know if somebody is not minding their P's and Q's. But yes, guys, before I get into your comments and questions, we did it. We did it. We, not me, not I. This is 100% a we accomplishment. I am absolutely blown away, quite frankly, by you guys, by all of you. The people that are on right now are obviously the very probably, I would say, the most diehard of my fans, probably some of the people that have been on for the longest with me. And I couldn't have done it without you guys from the very, very beginning. When I had 600 subscribers 3 years ago, when I, really started putting effort into this, my interactions and engagement from you guys were off the charts already. Like with barely 1,000 subscribers, couple hundred subscribers, I was still getting hundreds of comments, it seemed like, every video, even back then. Tons, obviously, of likes, shares, and all that stuff. I have so many people on this platform that follow me that have like 500 plus comments that they've made on videos. And I honestly, it's your interaction that drives my success on this platform. I firmly believe that. I think YouTube specifically would like to just make me go away. I think the bigger power brokers in sports media, like the ESPNs that are obviously highly integrated and dialed in with this platform, would probably prefer that I wasn't growing at the rate that I am. But it's because of you guys that continue. Yes, hang on. Let me just say, yes, I can say the word us. I can absolutely say that, yes. But it's because of you guys that you guys make me what I am. You guys have brought me to the level that I'm at. You give me the voice that I have. So without you guys, I say this all the time when I'm interacting with you guys in the comments or I mention in the videos. Honestly, I am nothing without you guys. I am here. I am a person. I am a voice for the people, by the people. And I just wanted to get on here and thank all of you guys so very much. I love all of the comments coming in. A bunch of congratulation messages here. There were a lot of congratulation messages over the last few videos. I try to get in there and answer as many as I possibly can. I can't answer them all, unfortunately. So I figure I would get on here and hang out with you guys for a while. And it has been, it's been a crazy, crazy quest for a guy like me who grew up a ridiculously big sports fan. I loved the NFL and the NBA primarily, and I loved ESPN. It was always my dream to be on ESPN, to be a talking sports head or personality on the mothership, as it was called when I was growing up. And I've seen the network deteriorate to such a pathetic degree over the last several years that I can't even stomach turning it on anymore. And it's not just the ridiculous politicizing that is just so utterly disgusting and unwarranted, I think, in sports and sports media and basically any kind of entertainment forum. I think the politicizing today is absolutely rampant and sickening. So that's one side of it, but it's only one side. The other side of it to me is the fact that the agendas and the narratives that were being pushed by and large were just ridiculous, laughable, and in many instances, like, yes, the LeBron James narrative and agenda that ESPN pushes, I think just outright false. So I just couldn't sit by idly and watch anymore as the personalities got worse and worse as they fired the talented people and hired the undeserving, talentless scrubs by and large that populate that network. And mixed into that was obviously all of the bootlicking and jock sniffing of LeBron James. I just couldn't in good conscience sit by idly any longer and watch it. So I shut it off and I went to, social media to just fight with individual people, a couple, 5, 6, 10 people at a time on little message threads or comments. And after doing that for a year or two, I found myself actually lying awake in bed one night at like 3 a.m. and I had to be at work the next morning at 8 a.m. And I was fighting with a bunch of people about LeBron James on X. And I was in this private chat of like 20 people. And I was talking with them off the regular chain that we were arguing on. And it became readily apparent to me that the vast majority of the people that were in that chat and that I was arguing with were in high school, and there was like 20 of them. So I said to myself, what am I doing here? Like, why not funnel all of my attention and focus and efforts into spreading or disseminating or dispersing my message out onto a larger stage? And it was that night at 3 a.m. that I had the epiphany, despite the fact I was in my late 30s at the time, didn't know anything about video editing or social media marketing at that point. But I just decided I was going to talk shit about sports online and see what I can do with it. And now, roughly just about 3 years later, here we all are. We at 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I will be getting the silver plaque play button thingy, hopefully pretty soon. I haven't got my whatever code. There's some kind of authorization code that I need Google to send me. So I am eagerly awaiting that. And then I'm going to change my little studio thing up a bit after I get that. I will have the plaque prominently displayed. And I've got a lot of plans moving forward, guys. I'm hoping by September, early September, to have a daily show up and running. That's something I'll probably be doing as a podcast. It will be available in podcasts wherever you find your podcast, but it will also be released in video format on YouTube as well. So, I've got a lot of things I'm planning and trying to do. I will be hopefully actually getting on Instagram, TikTok, and X more frequently. Things that I probably should have been doing for several months, if not years, that I just haven't gotten into yet. So I'm going to be doing all that stuff coming up in this next couple months, as well as getting some merchandising going. And there may be like a book, like a funny little book that I might be working on as well. So you guys will be obviously kept up to date on all of those things. All right, I'm trying. Okay, enough about me though. I'm gonna get into some of these comments. Yes, a bunch of congratulations stuff. Thank you, William. I appreciate it. A lot of this. Congrats, Skap. Been watching since 7,000 subs, which is crazy. Oh, it was a pleasure to meet me in the airport. Jordan, are you by any chance, Jordan, come back. Comment Jordan Butler. come back here. Are you still here, Jordan? Hopefully you didn't just drop off after 10 minutes. Are you by any chance a TSA agent? Can you confirm or deny that was indeed you? Because I did just meet someone from with the TSA this past weekend when I was traveling, and came up and asked if I was in fact Jay Skapanak. So Jordan, if that was you, it was a pleasure meeting you in the airport as well. Otherwise, if that's not you and that happened before this past weekend, still Jordan, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming up. I can confirm no, Will, that I did. There was no cavity check involved. It was just a little fist bump. But I've not been recognized that much as of yet. It's always I actually love it. I love when people come up and recognize me and want to talk to me or whatever. I love it. So please, if you ever see me out anywhere out and about, please, you're not bothering me. I encourage you to come up and talk to me and whatever, shake my hand or get a picture or something like that. I love that kind of stuff. So I was recognized in New York when I was there last for the House of Highlights. I think I mentioned that on another live stream. Amos Zaraway, who played in the NFL for a number of years, including for my hometown team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I actually did not recognize him. We were eating at the same restaurant. I did not recognize him. He recognized me and came up and started talking to me. So that was a really cool situation for me. But yes, guys, please, if you do ever see me, I love to chat with people. Obviously, that's why I love hopping on these live streams. So please do not do not hesitate if you see me, or if you think you see me and it might not be me. Just come up and ask. Who cares? Like if it's not me, it's someone else. Who cares? What have you really wasted there? Blaze D89, thank you so much. I see a lot of people with these Skap the Goat or Skap Attacks the Goat. Humbling for you guys to bestow that distinction upon me, because look, that's a title, quite frankly, that nobody should ever call themselves, right? Only insufferable narcissists like LeBag James would call themselves the GOAT. So far be it from me to talk about myself, but when I see you guys in the comments graciously bestowing that moniker on me, well, obviously I won't give any pushback. Gloom, I see some goat things there. Oh wait, some more guys, please. You guys are the real MVPs. Don't make me start sobbing like KD when he received his MVP and he was talking about his mom. You guys are the real MVP. Speaking of my mom, she is watching, I'm sure. She is like my biggest supporter. My mom and dad, actually. They both watch a lot of my videos. And my mom watches like 2 or 3 hours of my videos a day. So she watches my first video that I release, and then she puts whatever countless other hours of videos that I put up on. And my dad watches. I know he watches a lot too. Specifically, I think on one of the weekend days, he listens for several hours as well. So both my parents, despite I want to use the term wasting college tuition for a YouTuber, basically a social media content creator, they are both very supportive of me and very obviously proud of what I'm doing, I think. And Will N8664, who's a regular, well, thank you, Will. Again, more of these goat little symbols. I'll take it. Let me see what Eric Martin 2002 says. We need a 2011 Lakers video explaining Kobe's injuries and Powell's fall off. That is certainly something that I can work on for you, Eric. And quite frankly, that was right around the time, of course, where it wasn't quite. Kobe ruptured the Achilles in 2012, of course, but that was also the year that the Chris Paul trade was vetoed. So I think I might, within that video, wrap in more context with the NBA, for whatever reason, blocking Kobe from getting at least one more ring and essentially giving LeBron James at least one more ring that he shouldn't have. So I can work on that video for you, Eric, and I will continue to pump out content over these next 2 months. I'm going to be doing more NFL stuff. I know some of you guys might not be that into the National Football League, but the NFL does get underway here shortly. We're in camp now. There's things happening now. The regular season begins roughly the first week of September, so that will give me a little runway, like a month of action of live NFL games to get into and discuss and break down and talk about before the NBA comes back. But I'll still be talking about major NBA trends and doing NBA videos and such on this platform, as well as I'm toying with a second kind of Skap channel as well. So I might be uploading. So if you guys don't like my talking head element, I'm sure all the people on here probably do because you're on a live stream. But if you think about what Skap Attack was before I got on cam, and you like that better, and you sit and watch my videos now, and you think to yourself, Skap, get your face off camera. Like, just get back to the voiced over kind of more script reliant documentary type content. This other channel that I'm talking about would probably house those videos so I can keep them segregated from these longer form pieces of content that I do when I'm on here talking. I think I saw someone. Yes, I saw Salute. I was here when you had 30,000. Well, Randy, salute to you. And it's funny you mentioned 30,000 because I put a quick 4-minute thank you video out the day after I hit 100,000. And I went back and I looked at a video that I did not make public that I was working on for 30,000, like a thank you video for 30,000. And I referenced in the video that it took me about 10 months to get to 30,000 subs. So only 10 months to get my first 30,000. And I'm thinking this shit is easy. I'm going to have 100,000 in about a year and a half or two. The last 10,000 from 90,000 to 100,000 took me about 10 months. So it took me about the same time to get my last 10,000 as it did my first 30,000. So Randy, thank you. So I know that's been a while now. It's been like 2 years. So Randy, thank you for being on board with me for, at least 2 years now at this point. Futuristic J31. Come on, I'll never stop exposing LeBum. Two of the main things that drove me onto this platform was the rampant overrating of LeBron James and in my estimation, the criminal underrating and underevaluation of Kobe Bean Bryant. So those two, and look, Kobe, the guy's been out of the NBA for about a decade now, and I still do a healthy amount of videos on him. So I don't see that changing or stopping with LeBron James. It won't be as frequent as the videos I make while he's actively playing, but I'm certain news stories will arise that draws my ire and will require my attention on the LeBron James front long after he's retired. Though who the hell knows when that's even going to be at this point. He's on for 2 more years as it stands, and Rich Paul is popping off that, maybe it's 2 years, maybe it's 4 years. I think he's probably going to get energized from this stint with Philadelphia. So who knows how long LeGramps is going to be playing, because I saw him on stage at the Fanatics, whatever that Fanatics event, where he was asked a question about how long he could average 10 points per game. And he said with a straight face, till he was 65 years old. So we might legitimately have LeGramps running around when he is a LeGramp. So who knows? Who knows how long this guy is gonna extend it in the NBA? Maybe he's going for 100,000 points. Who knows? This is better than Bam's 83 futuristic. That is one of my favorite videos, actually. Hopefully you're not talking to the actual act of Bam scoring 83. But my quick reaction video following Bam's 83 is one of my favorite videos, and it's one of my better videos. I think it's got like 190,000 views. So if you didn't see it, you should go find my reaction to Bam scoring 83. Thank you so much, SM. MI8CW. Grats on the 100K Skap. You deserve it, and ESPN should dissolve. Yes. Another ESPN, Charles, says ESPN is propaganda for LeBron. Yes. Yes, we need to, I'm telling you, we need checks, Guys, I don't know if you saw Aaron Rodgers recently on ESPN with Pat McAfee, but it was hilarious. I'm hot and cold. I used to love A-Rod. I'm hot and cold on him these days, but oh my God, that was a ridiculous performance by him, an appearance on the Pat McAfee show the other day. He flamed everybody. He was throwing fire at nobody was safe. Tom Brady got some, Fauci got some, and ESPN got a whole lot from Aaron Rodgers. It was crazy. So yes, I think, look, it's happening. ESPN's ratings continue to plummet. They continue these high level layoffs. They're firing people making too much money, obviously, other than, of course, Pat McAfee, speaking of him, and Stephen A. Smith. But I see that ESPN has reached the peak of their existence, the peak of that civilization, if you will, their grasp, their monopoly on the sports world or the sports discourse world. I think we have reached it, and we are crescendoing down now precipitously on the other side. I think ESPN is definitely falling from grace. There's no doubt about that. And quite frankly, they primarily did it to themselves. So, I can do nothing but sit back and kind of have a little smile on my face as they continue to collapse and fail. Newfo, breaking news, Skap Attack plans to take his talents and form a super YouTube team. Maybe. I'm looking, again, I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe a daily show moving forward very soon, hopefully within the next month or so. So hopefully I have some people that want to join up, or maybe some daily or weekly contributors. So that is potentially something that is coming down the pike. So stay tuned, guys. All right. Yes. We appreciate you, Skap. You're the best. I appreciate you, Joshua, and all of you guys. Thank you so much again for getting me here, delivering me finally to my long desired goal of 100,000 subscribers. Is just the beginning. I said that in the video. I think I am just on the ground floor still, at the starting blocks. I think the sky is the limit here. Actually, I have like 400 more subscribers over the last day and a half or whatever since hitting 100,000. So hopefully we are just the beginning. Who knows where we can get to next. Blaze D89 back in. Bum us. James finally out of LA. I can actually watch my Lakers again. Yes, it's refreshing. I know real Laker fans all over the world, not just in Los Angeles, but all over the world, can finally go back now and start enjoying and appreciating their all-time legendarily great franchise without being held hostage by the narcissist James. So again, you guys, I basically just celebrated you in the aftermath of basically his announcement that he would not be returning, and then it became real when he finally signed with Philly. But kudos to you guys for finally getting out from under LeBron and Clutch's thumb, and hopefully now you guys can be rewarded with some good basketball as early as next year. Now we've got Da Vinci Concerto in next. Skap tutorial on jawline. Oh, is that right? You're complimenting the jawline? Am I in Mog mode? I don't even know if I used that right, but I hear the kids say it. There's nothing. I mean, I don't have a tutorial, unfortunately. It's just genetics and low body fat. So that's all I can really give you. Other than that, just do some jaw clenches. I think I grit my teeth at night, but that's nothing I can confirm nor deny because I'm sleeping when that happens. Let's see here. I was mad, says Lee Solo. I was mad as F when they fired Max Kellerman. Yeah, Max Kellerman flew a little too close to the LeBron's son as well for my liking. I actually liked Max early. I liked him early in his career there. I liked him. He started out, remember, on Around the Horn, and I liked him very much there. I loved his boxing commentaries. He's actually a pretty good rapper, for those of you guys who don't know. But yes, Kellerman became a little too obsessed with a specific region of LeBron James the longer he stayed at ESPN. And of course, I'm talking about his jock region, because Kellerman became a LeJock sniffer and bootlicker there by the end, as they all are. Even Stephen A. Smith, who apparently can't can't stand LeBron, and that came out in the aftermath of LeBron confronting him about the coverage of Bronny. Then Stephen A took the gloves off finally and told us what he thought of LeBron after all those years of smooching up to him, because Stephen A Smith has been just masquerading LeBron around as the second greatest player in NBA history for like a decade and slandering Kobe Bryant. Stephen A Smith, who came up on the Philly beat where Kobe was obviously came up and played his high school ball after coming back from Italy. Just disgusting from an alleged basketball expert and basketball journalist that's really where how he broke into ESPN is on a basketball beat, to know so little about basketball. But again, I don't know if it's really what he thought or just what Clutch Media or ESPN was driving him to say. But essentially, if you work at ESPN, you essentially have to just say that LeBron is either the GOAT or the second greatest player. That's like it's like whenever you're interviewing, they look down at your resume and you've got to have like at the very bottom, LeBron is my GOAT or something, or else you're not moving on into the next phases of the hiring process. So that's one of the prerequisites to be able to work at ESPN, I think. Shenor, I believe, hopefully I didn't destroy that handle, says, Skap, you're my current favorite YouTuber. So glad I discovered you. I'm so glad you discovered me as well. Thank you very much. I am so grateful to have you, Shenor, as part of the team, the Skap family here. I'm so grateful to have all of you guys. Of course, the people that are here in August, where there's nothing going on at all in the sports world. We've got the WNBA and baseball right now. That's it. And I just throw up a 100,000 subscriber live stream thing, and I've got over 240 people here for it. So I appreciate the hell out of all of you guys. What is this? Try YouTube code LeBlop. Yeah, I could work on that for you. We've got Bobbert Bobbington. That's a pretty S tier handle there. Bobbert Bobbington says that Skap Attack actually has elite ball knowledge. Well, thank you very much, Bobbert. I appreciate you very much. Canoodlingus 6244. That's another pretty S tier type handle right there, I think. I've only been here about a year and a half, but boy, hasn't it been a beautiful ride. Well, thank you very much. It's been a beautiful ride for me to have you on board here and all of you guys again. 100,000. It sounded, when I started, I said to myself, I think I could do 100,000. Like literally, it was March of 2023 and I had like 200 subscribers at the time because I messed around. I put up maybe 10 videos maybe over the previous year or two. So I had a couple, maybe 200 or 300 subscribers in March of 2023 when I decided, well, I think I'm just going to work my ass off on this YouTube channel and see what I can do with it over the next year. And then if it starts materializing into something or becoming something after a year, I'll keep doubling down on it. If not, then no harm, no foul. I'll move to something else. And like I said, I had about 35,000 subs in the first year. But for those first 2 months, from like March 2023 till May 2023, when I got monetized, I was just working my ass off hours a day for nothing. I'm like, man, it takes a lot of resilience for people to continue to do this. And I know a lot of people go a lot longer than that than I did. But once I started getting a little bit of success, when I set forth, when I first got that first big video to pop off, and it got me whatever at the time, 30,000 views, like another 3,000 subs. I sat back and I said, I think I could do 100,000 pretty easy. And now what I've come to learn over the last 3 years and roughly 1,000 videos, I think I have 950 videos even posted right now on my platform that are public. What I've learned over the last 950 videos in 3 years is there ain't anything easy about building and growing on this platform. So I take nothing for granted. I take none of you for granted. Every single one of the 100,000, I am stoked, pumped, and very, very thankful to have. So It's been a great ride for me, Canoodlingus 6244. Here we go. We've got the Bygone 6969. I'm your greatest fan, Skap. Can I have $10,000 to spread the word that LeBron is not the GOAT? I appreciate you, Bygone 6969. I'll tell you what. When I hit my first like million on the platform, we can discuss 10K. Until that, 10K is still fairly a large sum for me. But I appreciate it. Though I have to give you some pushback, Bygone 6969. There's a guy out there. I don't know that he's on here, but Brian, I'm probably gonna massacre his last name. And I say that because my last name is Skapanak, so that gets massacred a good amount. I think his name is Pasquale, Brian Pasquale, who coincidentally, I met him kind of through YouTube, but he lives kind of near me. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh. My parents still live there. I actually live in Florida, but I go back to Pittsburgh often. And he claims he is my #1 fan. He watches every single video. He likes, hypes, and comments every single video. And he thinks that he's my #1 fan. I give him pushback. I call him #2 because my mom is probably my #1 biggest fan. My mom, who doesn't have a smartphone and could barely operate a TV, and yet still finds a way to watch all of my videos every single day. So, Bygone, I got to give you a little pushback there. I think my mom is probably my biggest fan. I'm just checking. A lot of congrats, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to put this up, even though there's a curse word. I try to keep it off. Skap, you're the effing man. I love your channel and how you keep it real, unlike most media outlets. Wish you nothing but the best in the future, my friend. MJVOA, thank you for the kind words and the support. I appreciate you, my friend, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate you for coming on here and supporting me. Love it. HBTSO twerk for Skap. I don't know. I don't know. You can do that if you want behind your screens. Obviously, I can't see it. So, you guys do what you will. We've got Alex Fish 6955 is the next favorite basketball YouTuber by far. Alex, thank you. I am very humbled by your very kind and generous words, of course. Scaption tattoo chosen one on his back says Willin 8664. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I actually have no ink on my body at all. I have been dying for a Kobe Bryant tattoo. Basically, this was my plan, actually. And then I'll get into, I see you guys are very generously throwing me super chats as well today. Again, I appreciate you all so much. I just wanted to come on here and hang out with you guys and basically celebrate you guys. So thank you so much for the super chats. I'll get into those. But before I went to those of you that know, if not, I'll just repeat the story. I was in Staples Center for Kobe Bryant's final career game. I want to say it was April 13th, 2016, I think. April 12th, April 13th. Anyway, you know, that fateful night in Staples against the Utah Jazz. I will just recant the story real quick because it was one of the greatest days of my life. One of the most surreal moments of my life was being there. I was there all day long. I got there. I was one of the first people out on Figueroa that day to take in everything. And it was an atmosphere there, guys. Let me tell you, it was like a Super Bowl. It was honestly the festivities, the atmosphere, the amount of people out, like 10 hours before the game. It was like the Super Bowl, or maybe like an Olympic setting or something like that. It was crazed. They had Stephen A. Smith was there under the tent filming the show live from there that day. Everything going on. I was the third person in line waiting for the doors to open to Staples that day. And in front of me were two guys that had made the commute from Sacramento to see the game. And we were lifelong fans, all of us. And they asked me basically what my expectations were or what I wanted to see in the game. And I remember vividly because I saw the game 3 or 4 days earlier in New Orleans with my mom, and we were very close to the court for that game. And Kobe was cooked physically. He came out of that game and was entombed in ice and plastic wrap. Like his whole body was just wrapped in ice and plastic wrap, and his elbows, shoulders, knees, ankles, and the guy could barely move. And the whole arena was just in New Orleans, was just the Smoothie Center or whatever. We're just standing and chanting Kobe for like 5 minutes straight. And finally, he just begrudgingly tore all of and my mom and I were close enough, kind of the floor, that I could see it all happening. Tore all the ice packs off, had the trainers together, and he ran back in and jacked up a couple more shots. But seeing the guy, how physically depreciated and washed he was, I told the guys that asked me what I wanted to see or what my expectations were. I said, I would love to see 30, but I'm just hoping he doesn't embarrass himself. Like, I hope it's not like 14 or 15 on 3 of 25 shooting or something. What did you know this guy? Of course, who am I talking to? You guys know. Dropped 60, the oldest by far in NBA history to have 60. And I had this elaborate plan midway through the game. I had this Kobe Bryant bracelet on, which is no longer on now at this point. But I wore that bracelet for about 8 years. 8 to 9 years. It was like a custom-made bracelet that I got, like a rubber bracelet thing, like the Livestrong bracelets, that was etched, like engraved with Kobe. It was like Kobe's name and like 824 or something. Anyway, like I wore this bracelet for almost a decade through everything, like a surgery, medical procedures. Like I did not, this bracelet never left my arm. So I had planned during the game that I was going to throw the bracelet off, take it off my arm, and throw it onto the court like Tom Cruise, like Pete Maverick Mitchell at the end of Top Gun, the first one, when he throws Goose's dog tags into the water as a way to like let him go, basically. My plan was to throw my bracelet, this beloved bracelet that had become part of me, that I was gonna, as a way to say goodbye to Kobe and like let him go on to the next phase of his life and his career. I was going to throw the bracelet. Then on Figueroa, this is where the tattoo comes into it. Then when I got onto Figueroa, find a tattoo shop and get a Kobe specific tattoo on me. That is what I wanted to do. I, of course, was a coward and didn't throw my bracelet off. And then I didn't get the tattoo either. But I still now, 10 years later, am still kind of itching for a Kobe tattoo, though, being a guy that is, now over the hill of 40. I don't know if I can justify getting my first bit of ink at over 40, but maybe for the Black Mamba, maybe I'll have to consider doing that. But that was my my long way around getting to my tattoo story. Guys, let me get into I see, wait, okay, well, someone said that was awesome. Thank you. Oh, wait, it was the same guy that said, I was trying to get to this one that says, you're a dork, LOL, but it was from Go Habs that is also said that it was awesome. So, but I am a dork, so hopefully it is also awesome. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, tattoo a crying LeBum. Maybe I'll have like LeBron looking dejected or like tears coming down, like looking as Kobe standing up, like holding 5 trophies or something with like sun beaming down on him. Maybe it'll just become a whole back piece. I wanted something small and tasteful on my forearm. Maybe it will just graduate to a whole back piece or something, or like a mural on my chest. All right, what do we got here? Oh, look, it's actually Bob Skapanak, who is, as he says, the original Skap. That's right. This is, I just randomly clicked on this. I didn't even see that it was him, but this is actually my dad. Original Skap. Congrats from me and mom, watching on my phone, watching Skens and the Bucks in Milwaukee. He's a big Buccos fan. And Skeens, I don't even know how you pronounce it. The stud ace, at least the stud ace from last year for the Pirates. I see that ERA is creeping up into the wrong area for him. And the heat on his fastball is also puzzlingly in decline for a kid who's 22 years old. I think he has some kind of unknown medical issue there going on, but we'll see. Hopefully, Dad, good luck to your Buccos. He's a big Pirates fan, so hopefully, and the Buccos are in the wild card race this year. They're right in the midst of it. So hopefully, the Pirates can get actually into the playoffs this year. Though it's of course the Dodgers championship to lose this year. They're loading the three-peat. There has not been a three-peat in any of the four major professional sports since 2000, 2001, 2002, when Shaq and Kobe threw that three-peat up in the NBA. No one's done it in Major League Baseball since. No one's done it in the NHL since. No one's ever done it in the NFL, 3 straight championships. The Dodgers, I believe, are on back-to-back right now. They just got that ace at the deadline. I mean, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat the Dodgers. But hopefully, just the Pirates making the playoffs would be a huge accomplishment. If they win a series, hell, there might be people will be rushing the streets of Pittsburgh in celebration if the Pirates actually win a playoff series. So obviously, I'm hoping for that. Yes, Duke Lombardi 4565. That is Papa Skap. That's right. He is, as you heard, listening. My mom and dad listening together. Look at this one. Will N8664, a regular. I'm sure he's got some super chats awaiting for me. Will N8664 says, tattoo Rich Paul sniffing bronze jock strap. Man, that would be quite the tat for sure. We've got LeBron peekaboo tattoo. Now we have people suggesting tattoos. I like this. Maybe for my 250,000 subscribers, when I get to 250,000 subscribers, my wife is probably listening to this and she's like, no, the hell you will. But maybe for my 250th, I will have a tattoo suggestion raffle contest or whatever. And I will get whatever the winner suggests that I get. I'll get it tattooed somewhere on my body. Maybe that will be for whenever I reach 250,000. So guys, hopefully stay tuned for that and help spread the word. If you want to see me get some ridiculous tattoo, help spread the word there. All right, let me see here. Oh wait, what do we got? Bam. What's going on? No, is somebody? No, okay. I thought we had. No, okay. I thought there was some foolishness going on here, but no. Not since Martino Francois. The Montreal Canadiens have not won 3 times since the year 2000. I don't even think they've won 1 time since the year 2000. Have they? Let me know. But yes, of course, other teams have won more than 3 championships in a row. But I'm saying the last team to do it in the the 4 primary sports in the United States of America, the 4 primary team sports. Yes, last Montreal Cup was 1993. Yes. The last team to do it, when you look at the NHL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NFL, the only team to three-peat this century, circa 2000 to now, is Kobe and Shaq. That's it. That's the list. So the Dodgers are trying to, I think they've won two in a row now at this point. And they look tough. I mean, they've got the best record in baseball right now. They've got the best run differential in baseball. And again, they just got that ace at the trade deadline. It's going to be tough, I think, for someone to stop them from pulling off that three-peat feat. And it's funny, the LA Lakers were the last team to do it. Maybe the LA Dodgers will become the most recent team to do it. 2 Los Angeles teams. And now Mark Walter owns them both, owns the Lakers and the Dodgers. We've got another tattoo suggestion here from TJDF 1978. Tattoo the Jumpman logo, Duncan over LeBron flopping. I like that. I like that with Kobe smiling on in the clouds, maybe. I'm seeing a lot of good tattoo suggestions. Let's see here. Skap get Kobe throwing up the 5 fingers attack. I love that, the one where he's like on the scores table when he won the 5th one, and that like stylized imagery of it is what he incorporated into his cartoon short that ultimately won the Academy Award. Maybe that Maybe I could get that across my back or chest. Again, my wife, I don't know where she is, but she's probably like, no, the hell, no, you won't. I'm sorry. Yes, go Habs. I can see the super chats. I've just been hanging out here. Sorry, go Habs said, can I see the super chats? I can. I'll get to my. See, I've got about 24 or 25. I'll get to those. I've just been going through all these regular comments because I typically sit in the regular comments anyway when I've got Gary, and he keeps an eye on the supers, and then I read all the regulars. So I'm kind of, I just am kind of, it makes sense that I'm here. Like, this is where I live usually. So, and I just want to have a conversation with you guys. Like, I'm not really talking anything in particular. I'm just kind of all over and just looking at these comments and answering some things, putting some stuff up. And now the tattoos are the theme now, obviously. If not a tattoo, you can put a LeBum crying photo framed at the back alongside your new silver plate button. That's true. I do want to switch up my thing. There will still be a Kobe element involved, of course. With my new feel to my new studio layout, whatever it's going to be. I think there might be less going on there maybe, but Kobe will still be involved. The silver plaque will be involved. I've been wanting a sign for like 2 years. I've been wanting like a Skap Attack sign, some fluorescent sign. So I might try to do that now at this point as well. LeBron tattoo was promised to us. So Toasty 862, I mean, we'll see. Again, it's got to meet, there's a high threshold for me to get a tattoo of something. I have to believe in it very much, which is why I wanted Kobe, but I also believe very much in LeBron, only not in the same ways as Kobe, but maybe a tattoo as well in some way to commemorate him. We've got TGDF back in. We'll get to 1 million in less time than it took to get 100,000. Well, TGDIF from your or TGDF from your lips or fingertips to the YouTube gods' ears. Hopefully, I would love that if we could get to 1 million within the next 3 years. We've got a shout out here from Philip Fry 1583. Get Lester a banana. Guys, I don't know where Lester, that's a shout out to my first summer doing this, where every summer I go on live after every NBA game, NBA playoff game ends, basically. This year I'm gonna have to change that format because I usually wait till the East is over and the West is over, and then I go on at like 1. But with LeBron being in the East, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about on that front. So I might have to go on when the East game ends and then just roll into the West game, and we could do like a live watch party on the West game while we're dissecting the East game, then do a little post-game recap on the West. It's just going to be there will be like 5 or 6 hour nightly Skap live streams for the entire month of May. So, and hopefully Lester's Banana is well out there. I don't know. He was on every single live stream last summer and like none of them this summer. So hopefully Lester's Banana, if you're out there and you're watching, hopefully you're safe and you'll join us again sometime soon. Okay, there's so many there's so many tattoo ones. Tattoos, JJ Barea and Jason Terry high-fiving over LeBron flopping, or that hilarious cutaway I always use where he's looking down in disbelief and then looks up and someone helps him up. Like that stupid looking face of disbelief for LeBron, like sitting on the ground while JJ Barea and Jason Terry like flex over top of him. All right, let's see here. Skap greater than Skip. Thank you very much. Skip is a legend. He did spearhead, even though I was anti-LeBron before Skip. He just had a platform before me. I do respect Skip. However, I see a lot of people compare me to Skip mainly because my name is Skapanak and I go by Skap Attack. So Skap, I get it. We both dislike LeBron, I get it. But then some people have the audacity to compare my looks with Skip Bayless. I mean, come on, guys. I think I'm much better looking than Skip Bayless. That's just insulting. That's an insulting comparison in my estimation. Let me see here. We've got Jin Pomelo. What's up, Jin? Skap, what do you think of the new Lakers roster? So far, so good. I wish they would have gotten Marcus Smart back, but I like what they're doing. They needed an athletic, big rim protector that could kind of be like a roaming lob threat in the dunker spot alongside Luka Doncic. I think Kessler fits that role nicely. They want to expand his role. I know Walker Kessler did with JJ Redick and the Laker not ownership, but the front office. And they want to expand his role. They don't want him to just be in the dunker spot or just be like a pick and roll guy off Luka. They have, plans to do some featuring, I think, of him in the offense. He can shoot from outside. So I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the Austin Reeves pairing on that. If it were me, I think I might have let Austin Reeves walk and try to get some other, maybe like 2, just 3-and-D, like elite defenders that could fill out that roster a little more naturally, because quite frankly, Luka Doncic is going to be all of the offense I think they need. I think they need to focus more primarily on defense and athletic wing defenders, and they got their rim defender, like I said. So, but overall, with them pivoting so quickly, LeBron gave them whatever, like a last second notice right before free agency started. I like what they've constructed so far this summer. I think it's still a work in progress. And we might not know how good they can really be until maybe next free agent cycle, but I think they'll be just as good. They won 50-ish games this year. They're going to win over 50 this year, I think. Again, they'll be in the mix for that 3-4 seed line. I think they'll be in the mix to win a playoff series, which is not going to be taken for granted in the Western Conference, because 1 through 8 is going to be very, very tough in the Western Conference. So, winning a series, typically when you say win a series, that's like poo-pooed, but probably not this year, at least. Let me see here. We've got Mikey Motts. Skap, congratulations. Thank you, Mikey. NFL season is only a few weeks away. Give me your top 5 contenders. Who are your 5 overrated? Ooh, an NFL question. Well, I think the Rams have to be the favorite. I think, look, last year when there was a month to go in the NFL regular season, if you put a gun to my head and said, who's going to win the Super Bowl, I would have said the Rams. To me, the Rams were the best team last year. And now with what they're doing, they got, I want to say 2 because their secondary was the big issue last year. They got 2 guys from the KC secondary. One guy, an all-pro, actually comes over. So they addressed that situation. Then they make the big bombshell move and get the reigning defensive player of the year on the squad as well. And there's talks about maybe Aaron Donald coming out of retirement, who he's only like 34, because remember, he retired pretty young. He's like 31 or something like that when he retired. So he's not even that old. He's considering coming out to play opposite on the end of Garrett. I can't, and then the Super Bowl's in LA. I can't imagine anyone having anybody else as the favorite this year other than the LA Rams. So I would say the Rams definitively have got to be number 1. And I think it's a pretty stark drop off then to number 2. But look, just like the Eastern Conference and the West, when we're talking NBA, look, the East generally, not maybe this year because of how good the East is, but generally the best team in the East is higher than better teams than them in the West in terms of odds or favorites to win, because they have to get through less. So to me, the power this year in the NFL is in the NFC. Like the top 6 or 7 best teams to me are in the NFC. So I think one of the better AFC teams would have to be considered to be one of the favorites. And I think Kansas City is going to have a bounce back season. So I think they're always in the mix because Patrick Mahomes is an excellent quarterback to me. Yes, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are headlining the MVP favorites or whatever. They put up more flashy numbers at this point, but Patrick Mahomes to me is still the best quarterback in the NFL. So I think the Chiefs have to be taken seriously. He seems to be okay from that injury that he accrued last year. So I would put them, in the mix, in my consideration. The Bills and the Ravens, speaking of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, it's put up or shut up time for them. As easy as the AFC is comparatively to the NFC, those 2 guys who have won the last couple MVPs that have never been to the Super Bowl, and you've got Patrick Mahomes with 3 rings on his finger. It's now or never, I think, for those two guys. So I would mention, and I think both those teams are going to have very good seasons this year. In the NFC, there's just so many other good teams. Seattle is the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, and they do, of course, lose the Super Bowl MVP in Kenneth Walker III, but I still think they're going to be right there at the end as well. Sucks that they're in the same division as the Rams, so they'll be one of those teams will be going from like the wild card seed line, obviously, and that's just a difficult division otherwise. Dark horse, kind of like the Chargers this year, as a dark horse team. This has got to be the year. I saw Justin Herbert canoodling with his fiance in pads today in camp. Like there's other guys doing drills around him. He's sitting on the grass in his pad with his pads on with whatever her name is, Madison Beer or whatever. I don't know, some model or Instagram fame person. That's his fiance. Like petting his hair while he sits on the ground with her. Bruh, it's time. Like it's put up or shut up time right now. That guy doesn't even have a playoff win yet, but I like the construction of that roster. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do this year. Overrated, I don't know. Mikey Motts, I mentioned the Ravens, but I still think no matter how good they look in the regular season or how good Lamar Jackson appears to be in the regular season, he's going to collapse like he always does in the playoffs. The Eagles are a team that seems to be poised and primed every single year. They lose A.J. Brown now. A lot of people that I know in Philly say they're going to be better for it. We'll see. I don't know. I think they can maybe take a step back this year. And then I'm a big Lions. I grew up in Pittsburgh, but I like the Lions a lot. I'm hoping they didn't miss their window. They have that elite offense every single year, but they've always got the injuries on the defensive side, it seems. Timing doesn't add up. I'm hoping that they didn't miss their window, but they could be a team maybe this year, unfortunately, that might underachieve this year based on what they've done or what their expectations have been from past years. Sorry, wait, block that. All right, let me see here. Is he actually saying inappropriate things, or do you just not like what he's saying? I'm seeing people suggesting or requesting that I block somebody, but I'm not seeing really inappropriate things. I don't care if you want to come and talk shit on here. I don't care. I just want you to be respectful to other people. I don't inappropriate comments in terms of like language. Of course, no racist commentary or anything like that. And I don't really graphic or vulgar language. So other than that, if someone's just saying something you don't agree with, I'm okay. Or talking shit on me, but using respectful language with it, then I'm okay with that. Okay, okay, I see. Toasty came back and it said, it's okay, we ran him off anyway. All right, thank you guys. Thank you for being the de facto moderators in here tonight for me, because again, Gary is not on tonight. I figured why bring him on for this really? Okay, let me see. I am going to get to the super chats. I do see I have those, but let me get to this. Basketball Observer PH. Who's the biggest, most popular LeBron jock sniffer you'd love to debate to demolish, if not put a dent to this sickening propaganda of LeBron being being in the GOAT conversation? Without a doubt, it's Nick Wright. I can't stand that smarmy, egotistical punk that he's been on air for basically since he was, I think, in his late 20s. He's about my age. I would love, okay, and I see Rich Paul as well. Someone suggesting Rich Paul. Look, he's all over social media. He has his own platform. I would love to do that as well. Him and Max Kellerman. Hey, let's do me, Max Kellerman, who also fancies himself a bit of a genius, does Max Kellerman, an intellectual. Let's put me, Nick Wright, Max Kellerman, and Rich Paul on the same panel. I'll do it anywhere. We could do it on Rich and Max's pod. We can do it on Nick Wright's platform, his YouTube channel, whatever. Those are the guys I would love to get. Those three guys, but primarily Nick Wright. We're about, like I said, we're about the same age. He is an insufferable LeBron jock sniffer. He created the term basically to me. He's like, if you turn to a dictionary and look up LeBron, bootlicker, and jock sniffer. There's just a picture of Nick Wright, who also simultaneously is a despicable Kobe Bryant hater. So I would love to get my hands on Nick. Yes, as ignorant weed said, Nick wrong. You got that right. All right, let me hit some of these super chats. Thank you guys so much. I'll be bouncing back and forth to these. Let me start. Giuseppe DeRosa, 01. Shout out, brother. Giuseppe, I'm sure a lot of the people that are in here are going to be like the very, you know, the most avid viewers of mine that are always in here or whatever. Always, I think Giuseppe watches all my videos, comments on all the videos. He's on all the live streams. He says, congrats on 100K Skap. Giuseppe, thank you so much. I know you've been here for a very long time. And like I said, I know that you do and you watch a lot here with me. So I appreciate you, brother. We've got John Drives Anything. Since men are welcome in the WNBA, should LeBron James join an average 75 points per game and win his 8 straight titles? Do you think he should do it? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it would be funnier if some like average dude just like me, like I've been clamoring to play. I don't want to go to the WNBA, but I so desperately want to play Angel Reese in a game of one-on-one. Now I would need like a month or two to prepare because I'm in my 40s and I haven't touched a basketball in like 8 years. So I can't just jump on tomorrow, but you give me like 4 to 6 weeks. And I think I would demolish Angel Reese in a game of one-on-one basketball. So I think it would be funnier if just some average dude who's like in his late 30s or early 40s, like some former, like, I don't know, like Division III basketball player or something, like a weekend warrior, just decides he's going to go to the NBA and like averages like 40 points per game there. Like that would be funnier to me than someone from the NBA or LeBron doing it. Giuseppe DeRosa back. And do you think Jordan secretly hates LeBron? Yes. I think Kobe secretly hated LeBron too. Maybe not so secretly while he was still playing in the NBA, but when he left the NBA, I think Kobe had a lot more grace and was just a much bigger person than LeBron. And I think Kobe kind of put his personal feud and disdain for LeBron aside when he got out of the NBA. But I just don't think that Kobe Bryant ever respected LeBron James. Ever respected the tactics that he took to chase rings. And I don't think Kobe ever wanted LeBron James in Los Angeles. And yes, I think Jordan secretly also thinks LeBron James is a joke and a punk and that he's nowhere close to GOAT Mike, to him, GOAT Mike. I think, of course, Jordan thinks that. But Jordan is too classy to say that. He's not going to go on some podcast and say, no, I'm the GOAT, not LeBron. It's me, because Jordan is the GOAT, and he doesn't need to present himself as such. He's got other people doing that for him. LeBron, of course, methinks the gentleman doth protest too much. He obviously is feeling a little inadequate about something. I don't know what it is, but I think probably what he's feeling inadequate about is his overall placement on the GOAT hierarchy list, because he takes every chance and every opportunity he gets to beg and whine and demand that people call him the GOAT. All right, we've got Giuseppe back, rapid fire, like 3 straight ones from Giuseppe. What would Kobe say about Bron if he was still here? Again, Giuseppe, I don't think much. I think Kobe by the time he retired, of course he's still a competitive guy, but I think his competitive juices for basketball kind of turned off when he retired, and his competitive vigor and concentration shifted to other things like business, like telling stories, his production company, whatever, investments. And I think that Kobe was so content with himself and what he did on the basketball court. Like he doesn't have that inferior feeling that LeBron has, obviously. And Kobe was just good. He was just good with himself, with his game, with his legacy, with his resume. And he didn't need to tout it, and he didn't need to tear people down either after he retired. So if he was still here, he would probably just be classy and be congratulatory for LeBron and things that he's accomplished over the last couple years since Kobe's passed away, because that's who Kobe was. LeBron's the only man-child in his 40s who still is a prima donna and a narcissist and has to make everything about him and demand all the attention and all the praise goes to him and only him. We've got BZ6. What's up, brother? Welcome into you. Congrats, Skap. I've been watching you for 3 years. Well, that's basically all the time I've been doing this. My platform's been live since before that. Actually, two of my really close friends, two of my best friends, they were both in my wedding actually recently, a few years ago, 3-ish years ago. And I've known them, the one I've known for 23 years, the other one I've known for like 36. And I'm not that old. So I've known these guys a long, long time. They actually created this Skap Attack channel for me years ago because they thought I would be good at YouTube and wanted me to get on YouTube. And I didn't pretty much until about 3 years ago is when I really started going after it. And BZ, you seemingly have been with me that whole time. So thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here and supporting me all this time. We've got the Wizard of Ice is in next. What's up, brother? Welcome in. Congratulations, good sir. Thanks for all the analysis and laughs over the years. We are just wandering haters in the mist without our great leader. Well, thank you so much for that, the Wizard of Ice. I love that moniker or that distinction. The lead hater. Hate. One of my favorite Chappelle Show skits. Big fan of Chappelle, and primarily of his legendary 2-ish year stint of that Chappelle Show. I think originally aired on Comedy Central like 20 years ago. One of my favorite skits was the Haters Ball, which I feel like I would fit right in. Before I went with Skap Attack as my channel name, I nearly named it Haters Ball. Like, as in like, because I'm a hater on things and I'm going to primarily attack things and basketball, football, whatever, sports, ball related. So I nearly went with the Haters Ball as my channel name, but then I decided I would, make it more of a branded channel and have me, Jay Skapanak, be kind of the focus. So thus Skap Attack. But thank you, the Wizard of Ice. I take that very seriously. I take my appointment as lead hater very, very seriously, and hopefully I will never let you down in fulfilling that role. We've sk O'Henry 44-7 or 447 in next. Welcome back into you, AJ, and thank you so much for always being here. Hey, Skap, congrats on the 100K. Remarkable achievement. Been with you since May of 2023, my senior year of high school. What did you think of Rocky 3? Well, thank you, AJ. Again, I started doing this in March of 2023. So, and then I got monetized and got over the hump, the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours. That's what it was back then anyway. I got over that hump in May of 2023. So that's really, you've been with me. If you were with me since May of 2023, you've been with me since my first 1,000 subscribers. And now you're here still with me now that I go over 100,000. So thank you so much, AJ. And also, I'm glad to hear you're a young buck. Your senior year in high school. So you were 18 then. So you're only like 21-ish right now. So I'm even more grateful to have you because my primary demographic in terms of viewership and age is basically 35 to 45, which is how old I'm in that age range or demographic. So it doesn't surprise me. But I love when I have the younger bucks here supporting me and watching my content. So AJ, thank you very much. What did I think of Rocky 3? Look, I'm a fan of the whole Rocky franchise. I'm not. 5 was okay. After that, not really crazy about it. Wasn't a huge fan of the Creed spinoffs either. My favorite, though, I gotta say, I think we can all admit that 1 is the best. Like, it's the best, most critically acclaimed one. It won Rocky, the first one, Sylvester Stallone wrote it in like 2 days or something, and then battled to be a part of it. Nobody wanted him. The studios were offering him back then, I think it was in the late 70s, were offering him like $400,000 for just the script, which was a crazy amount of money. And the guy was absolutely broke, but he was steadfast that he was going to be the star of it. He stood his ground. He got the role. They made the movie. It won Best Picture, and he won the Academy Award for Best Screenplay. So the first one is obviously the best one. My favorite one, though, it's got to be Rocky IV. It's got to be when Apollo dies in the ring fighting Drago, and then Rocky goes to fight Drago in Russia and is training, the most epic training montage in cinematic history. So epic, there's two parts to it. There's like a full first part of his training. Then Adrian arrives and the song changes and there's a whole second part of that training montage. So epic. And the soundtrack is incredible. As an avid worker-outer myself for like 25 years, some of those songs from Rocky IV are still the primary narration of many of my workouts to this day. So Rocky IV is fantastic. And then the way it ends is just so utterly laughable and great as well. So though 1 and 4 are like my faves, but I love, but 3, look, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all excellent. 5 is pretty good. Then they kind of start losing me and going down the hill after that. Love talking movies, guys, by the way, as you all know. Names Sucka. I think I got that right. Names Sucka. What's up? Thank you. What does Skap's 100K mean for LeBum's leg? That's a good question, Name Sucka. I don't know. It doesn't mean anything good for LeBron's legacy because I am principally known as like an anti-LeBron guy and a pro Kobe guy. So the fact that I've grown to this level on primarily, look, I talk all about the NBA at this point. I cover all the NBA playoffs. I do the free agency period. I talk about a lot more than LeBron or Kobe. I'm getting more into the NFL, and I've talked NFL in the past, but I'm going to get into it more now moving forward. But I'm still principally known for and appreciated most for my anti-LeBron and pro Kobe takes. So it doesn't, the fact that I'm at 100K, well, it says good things for Kobe and not such good things for LeBron. We've got Willin8664 is back. Best matchup for Skap: 1, Jason Whitlock; 2, Connor Hepler; 3, Gilbert Arenas. I enjoy my time with all 3 of those guys. I was just on Whitlock actually today. I generally agree a lot with Whitlock. Sometimes I don't. I've not been agreeing with him more recently than I had when we started our relationship. But Connor and I typically disagree on most things. Movies, I feel like we'll be fairly, we're going to talk movies, Connor and I think we're going to be fairly aligned on that. And we're going to do football. I think we'll be fairly aligned on that. But basketball, we're pretty opposed just because he's such a big LeBron guy. But Jokic is like his guy right now. So maybe Connor and I can get to like a common ground of Jokic glazing together at some point. And then Gilbert Arenas, I don't even know if he believes half the shit he says. So I think he probably in a quiet, solitary moment would probably admit that he agrees with everything Skap Attack says, but he just for ratings and clicks and views and his clutch payroll that he's pulling in or being part of the clutch payroll, I think he just has to stand firm on some of these stances that he doesn't even really truly believe in himself. So, but I love 3 great pairings and partnerships for me. So, Will, I appreciate the relationships with all 3 of them. Would love to do something else with Gil. If he's out there or watching, maybe Gil saw Skap with a little 100. I've hit 100K, Gil. So maybe you would want to do something else with me at this point. I think the first time I debated him, I had like 30,000 subscribers, and then maybe 50,000 the next time I did. So say what you will about Gil. He had no fear, though, to jump in the ring with me, despite the fact I don't think he looked very good going up against me. So tip of the cap for him, at least giving me the opportunity. Futuristic J31, thank you for being here, Futuristic, and thank you for your kind support. Congratulations, Skap. This is better than Bam's 83 and Aja's 53. Keep exposing LeBum. Is it Asia? Is it Asia or Aja? I don't know. But I think it's Asia Wilson, who is like a 3-time WNBA MVP. She is the best player in the current WNBA. Someone that is actually so good that I wouldn't call her out for a game of one-on-one like I have with Angel Reese. I think I would 11-0 Angel Reese. If you gave me just 4 to 6 weeks, maybe not 11-0, it would be like maybe like 11-5 or 6. If you gave me a full 2 months, 8 weeks to prep for a one-on-one matchup with Angel Reese, I don't think she'd score a point. I honestly don't. I think it would be 11-0. But Asia Wilson, she's impressive. The 53, kudos to her. The Bam's 83, no kudos to him. That was a shameless, disgraceful, and reprehensible display of stat padding, shot chucking, and free throw grifting, the likes of which I have likely never seen in my life, and we will probably never see again. It dishonored and disgraced the legacy of the late, great Kobe Bryant. He is rolling in his grave. He spits down from the heavens at Bam Adebayo, and that disgusting display of stat padding. I give no congrats for that, futuristic. So clearly this is way better than his 83, no doubt about that. The Human Fund CEO is in next. What is up, George Costanza? Always a pleasure to have you here. I love the avatar as always. Congrats, Skap, Gary chat. No Gary, unfortunately, tonight. Shout out to Mod Gary. In fact, I should probably slip into the live and make sure nobody is doing anything, guys. I'm over in the live chat now. It looks like everything's okay. Keep me posted if there's somebody I gotta kick out or ban or whatever. It looks like you guys are all behaving yourselves. Thank you very much for that. Question to LaFlop fans from the Human Fund. After the collusion with Wade and Bosch and 8-ring promise, is he the GOAT after Dirk and Matt? Is he the GOAT after Dirk and the Mavs? Yeah, I mean, look, I think Dirk's 1 ring, to me, Dirk's 1 ring is more valuable than LeBron's 4. Hakeem Olajuwon's 2 rings are more valuable than LeBron's 4. They're more valuable than Kevin Durant's 2. They mean more. Like, yes, Kobe only has 1 more ring than LeBron's 4, but he got 5, and they're all more valuable than LeBron's 1, or LeBron's 4 rather. They're substantially more valuable. He did it with 1 team in less time, with less help against harder competition. So it's not like it's only 5-4. The 5 are so much more valuable than LeBron's 4. So, and yes, that is Human Fund. That's just one of the reasons why he's never sniffed the GOAT, because the team he built in Miami kind of delegitimizes his GOAT case in and of itself. The pathetic failure that it was against the Mavericks that 1 year completely ended his shot ever to me. And then, yes, he said he'd get 8 and he got 2 and then bounced his ass back to another super team. So all great and valid points, Human Fund. Yeah, I mean, probably the totality of LeBron's resume has him above Dirk, but like, to me, that one, again, that 1 ring in 2011, way better. The 1 ring Dirk had, way better than, I'm not just saying any of the individual rings LeBron has, I'm saying all 4. Like, cumulatively, all 4 of LeBron's rings don't stack up to Dirk's 1 in 2011, in my opinion. We've got 1 Love 10. What's up, 10 Love? Lamar J seems like a good teammate who takes accountability. Is it his hype that you hate, or do you have a problem with him for some reason? 100K. Actually, no. As a person, I like Lamar. He seems like he does take accountability. He seems like a likable guy, like a good leader. The things that I don't like about him is he's an overrated quarterback to me. Like, he nearly got 3 league MVPs, and he's a pretty much a garbage quarterback in my estimation. Yes, he is a tremendous dual threat. He's going to turn 30 this year. I think he turns 30 in January. So, like, and his athleticism seemed to be waning last year. So if he doesn't have that dynamic element, his running ability, then to me, he is a wildly mediocre quarterback. And a lot of the success he has had in his career with his arm is because of the threat that his legs are. So if those become less of a threat, then it's going to become even harder for him to showcase his arm talent, of which he has not a lot. He has a strong arm, a powerful arm. He does not read defenses well, in my opinion, and he is lousy with his accuracy. And look, he's had, last year wasn't it, but he has had elite defenses over the span of his career, and he has failed miserably in the playoffs. So, like, there are guys that are on the clock this year. Lamar, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, like, these guys are Joe Burrow even. At least Burrow's been in a Super Bowl, though. Like, these guys are all hitting 30. They've all been in the league 8, 9 years. Like, Patrick Mahomes is sitting over here with 3 rings on his finger. I mean, these guys got to do something here. And Lamar Jackson, to me, you don't get a 3rd league MVP until you win a 4th playoff. This guy has 3 playoff wins. He's 3-5 in 8 playoff games appeared in, as now going into his 9th year as a starter in the NFL. I'm sorry, I don't care what the hell he does this year in the regular season. A guy with 3 playoff wins total ain't getting a 3rd league MVP. And to me, it's those things, 10-1 Love 10, that annoy me about Lamar Jackson. I think he's more praised and more heralded and more protected by the media than he deserves because he's been ass in the playoffs. And this isn't cherry picking or whatever. It's not like this guy's 29 of 33 for 370 yards and 4 touchdowns in these games, and his defense has given up 50 points and he's losing those games because of this. This guy is garbage in the playoffs. He's got 13 touchdowns in 8 games and 11 turnovers. I'm sorry, 13 touchdowns to 11 turnovers in 8 games in the playoffs. That's trash. Josh Allen, I'm not quite sure on his numbers, but they're about 39 touchdowns and 10 turnovers in the games he's played. So even though Josh Allen has failed, and he had an abysmal, putrid performance against the Broncos last year in that loss, but overall, Josh Allen has run circles around Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. So, and yet I'm still saying Josh Allen's got some shit to prove this year as well. But Lamar Jackson, to me, is garbage when it matters. So that's what I don't like about it. And the fact that people talk about him like he's an elite quarterback. He's not. I mean, he puts up great, meaningless numbers in the playoffs 2 times. 3 times. 3 times out of his 8 years. The other 5 years, he's like 2,000 some passing yards, under 25 some passing touchdowns. He's just a middling average quarterback other than those 3 seasons. So kudos. You had 3 great years out of 8. Other than that, the other 5 years, middling and average, and in the playoffs, pathetic. So that's why I'm such a harsh critic of Lamar Jackson. But good question. We've got Gloom Cool is in next. What's up, Gloom Cool? And welcome into you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your generous donation here for me. I appreciate it. Skap, random, but what do you make of the NFC North this season? I think Chicago got lucky in 2025. Williams is a fraud, 58% completion. That's worse than Cam Ward. And 17th in QBR. I think Detroit wins the North in Green Bay, wild card, but NFC is loaded. The NFC is so loaded, and the North is so tough. It really is. Like I just said, the Lions are my team in that division. Hell, the Lions are like my team in the NFL. I am now back with the Steelers for this year. I don't like the hiring. I don't like the McCarthy hiring, but I love getting rid of Mike Tomlin. So I'll give my hometown Steelers the benefit of the doubt. I'm back with them, but the Lions are my other team. And I just worry that losing all the coaching that they've lost over the last couple years, all of the injury issues that they've had, I worry that they might be taking a step back this year. Hopefully not. I'd love to see them get back and win 13, 14 games and be in that 1 seed contention like they were the year before last. So, I think, gun to my head, I would probably say the Lions win the North, and some of that could just be wishful thinking. I do very much like Green Bay, and I'm with you. I think Chicago closed very well down the stretch in the regular season, and they played very, very well in the playoffs, I think. I was surprised at Williams down the stretch and in the playoffs. I think I could see a step back now this season. I'm with you. Not completely like Daniels in Washington, but similar, like a step back. Maybe he gets a little banged up this year. I don't know, but I see a little regression for Chicago. And again, gun to head, I'll ride with my main guy Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. They would be my official pick for the North, but that is a tough ass division. But it ain't as tough as the West with to me the two best teams in football, Seattle and LA, and then the 49ers won like 13 games last year. Despite Brock Purdy missed half the season, Kittle missed half the season. Their number one, I thought, wide receiver to start the year, and Ricky Pearsall missed half the season. So they had tons of injuries. Warner on the defensive end, like it was brutal, and they still won like 13 games. So that division is not just the hardest division in the NFL this year. I think last year, by percentage, it was the greatest division in NFL history. Like when you look at the win-loss records of all the teams and the win percentage. So a brutal division and a brutal conference. The NFC is crazy good and crazy hard. It's nuts to think of some of the teams that there will be teams of some of the elite teams that are just simply aren't going to make the playoffs this year at all. It's crazy. All right, we've got the president. The real Donald Trump is also joining here, Skap Live, and celebrating my 100,000. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. President. Skap, with your 100K subs, you get a presidential pardon for your love of LaDiddy James. You're welcome. Well, we know I have no love, and there is no love lost, I'm sure, from any of the LeBron camp for me or any of his fan base for me. But thank you. I'll keep that pardon. Is that like a blank check? Can I just keep that for other things? Can I do I just have a pardon that I could write for anything now at this point, Mr. President? If so, I'll just go ahead and retain and hold on to that for later use. That will be, of course, at my discretion. But thank you, real Donald Trump, for being here as always, a regular. I know I could always count on you. We've got T-Mat 0824. Love those last three numbers, 824. Of course, the two that the Black Mamba wore. You could see them. I love that little print. 824. Thank you so much for keeping Kobe's legacy alive. So I nailed it, T-Mat. I'm guessing the 0824 at the end of your handle there is for Kobe. MJ made me like basketball, and Kobe made me fall in love with it. And to see these fools saying what they are now, just thank you, man. T-Mat, the same, what you just said is what I am. Like, Jordan brought me to basketball and captivated me, and I became a huge fan of Jordan. But Kobe elevated my fandom or my following to maniacally obsessed love of the game and of Kobe Bryant. So really, I followed. We walked the same path, you and I. So that, and therefore, my friend, I need no thanks. It is my undying pleasure and honor to be known on this platform, to be known by a lot of people, quite frankly, around, I guess around the world, not just the internet or whatever, that my name is a name that's known as someone that fights for Kobe Bryant's legacy, and can always be expected that when people are popping off and saying dumb shit about him, that there will be some kind of a response that could be watched and shared and so forth and talked about that I put out. So it is my honor. Like, I need no thanks at all. I compare a lot of things to movies, and I've already made this comp when people thank me for the Kobe. The end of Batman Begins, when the Bat is about to jump off the building with the Commissioner Gordon has just given him the Joker card, to tease the Dark Knight, and Batman says he'd look into it. And right before he goes to jump off the building, Gordon says, "I never said thank you." And it kind of makes the Batman pause, stop, and he looks back and he says, "And you'll never have to." That's the way I look at it with my Kobe defense. I'm thankful to you guys for watching those videos, for sharing them, and for disseminating them so we can get more of a spread on these messages. And in fact, actually, I was talking to my mom. I've mentioned her a couple times. I put it was about an hour and 18 minutes, my LeBron compilation video together recently. Like, yes, I think it was yesterday I put it out. It's a collection of some of my best anti-LeBron and my favorite anti-LeBron vids. And my mom's like, you got to do one for Kobe. So I think I'm going to pick 2 or 3 of my favorite Kobe videos that I've done over the last 3 years. Maybe more. I've done a lot of Kobe videos. I'll try to keep it to about an hour though. And though my Kobe ones tend to be a little bit longer actually. So, but maybe I'll do that. Maybe that will be what I put out tomorrow. Will be about an hour compilation of like my favorite, what I think are my best Kobe videos. So keep an eye out for that. And thank you again, Matt. Matt, thank you. All right, we've got Xavier DeGod is back in. In for the first time for purposes of this live stream, but he's always here. So thank you so much, Xavier DeGod. Let me see. This is the second time I've heard about this, and the second time I've heard about it on a live stream. Thoughts on Pennsylvania giving LeBron a day? I'm just gonna look this up real fast. It is apparently, it is true. There is an official LeBron day. I guess that was Shapiro or something. Anyway, my thoughts, Xavier DeGod, sheer disgust, obviously. As a native Pennsylvanian, while I've lived in Florida now for about 9 years, I was born and raised in Pennsylvania. I lived in Pennsylvania most of my life. And all over the state, may I add. Pittsburgh is where I was born. I went to the central part of the state for college at Penn State. And then I lived in Philly for several years as well. So I've lived all over the state. And my thoughts are sheer disgust and disdain. I am disgusted to be a Pennsylvanian on that day when it is officially LeBron Day. And I guess maybe I could renounce officially my rights as a Pennsylvanian, and I'll just lean fully and become Florida man now at this point. Let me also just, guys, real quick. Oh, she's sitting down here so ever so nicely as we're at the 90-minute mark of this live stream. And I still have, I've had about the same, a little over 200 people in here, but I just wanted to say hello from little Luna, my best friend in the whole world. She just got her haircut today. She's having a rough day, so she's a little squirmy right now, but I just wanted to showcase that lovely little haircut. She's the best. And my little assistant, she's always by my side no matter what. Let's see here. Let's go to the human fun next. George Costanza joins us again with, I was kind of wondering why there was no Seinfeld trivia question in his last question. He instead sends a separate chat here for his Seinfeld trivia question. In Seinfeld, what is the name of the video store? Oh, that is a good question. That is an obscure one for sure. And it's later stage. I think it's like the later seasons that you see, like I think there were 10 seasons. That the video store one, when you see it, might have been an 8 or 9, something like that. I want to say, like, is it Champagne Video or something like that? I don't know why, but that's kind of sticking out in my mind. Let me know, Human Fun CEO, are you still here? I'm in the live chat right now. Go ahead over and let me know if I got that right. That would be my guess. Like Champagne Video. Will N, while I'm over here, I see that Will N 8664 says Luna is upset because of Braun Day. That very well could be the case. That might be why she's so squirmy. Yes, Luna with the fresh cut, indeed. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that comment that I just saw. I did not ban the person that made it, but if you any more, and I will ban that user. So please, none of that. You know who you are. If you just sent a comment, you know who you are. Yes, I'm right. Ding, ding, ding. Nailed it. Human Fun CEO. I'm good, right? I am good. I mean, you have thrown some really good questions my way, Human Fun CEO. Some really impressive, some very difficult questions. But I think of the 15-ish questions you've sent my way, I think I'm like 14 of 15. So, I mean, I think that's pretty damn good. All right, sorry, I've got derailed. I'm back over in the live now, so I'm not. So I still have live or the super chats. I'll get in there, but I'm seeing some comments, and of course Bobbert Bobbington with one of the great handles of all time. I just caught my eye, so I had to see the question, and it's a good question, I think. Skap, how often do I live stream, and what are your fave advanced stats, and where do you find them? So right now it is not a great schedule it's not a consistent schedule, I should say, for the live streaming purposes. During the playoffs, like basically from mid-April to mid-June, I essentially live stream every night. So for about a 2-month span, I would do probably, of those 80 days, I'm probably on 70 of the days. And for long times too, like probably, 2.5 hours at minimum, up to as long as 4 or 5 hours at different times. Other than that though, like I have an incomplete schedule. I go when something crazy breaks or something crazy goes on. I'll hop on and talk about it. Breaking trending news, I'll do it. Other than that, nothing. Sorry, Luna was chewing on something. I had to make sure it wasn't anything naughty. Other than that, nothing, no consistent schedule. Though, Bobbert, if you were on, I was talking about I wanted to start doing maybe a show every single day. That would be a live show every day. I know it is very ambitious. I'm going to need some help to put it together, but I'd like to do at least a 90-minute daily show every day, Monday through Friday, which would be at the same time every day. And maybe it would be longer. The way I am envisioning it is an hour to talk about whatever the daily topics are, the trending things that are going on. And then if I'm going to have a guest on, that would happen in that first hour. And then the last roughly 30 minutes would be interaction, reading comments, doing the super chat, taking maybe you guys, sending the link out to you guys to maybe come into the video and ask me a live question or interact with me live. So that's kind of what I'm envisioning right now. Maybe that show would swell long, maybe it would become 2 hours, maybe 3, who knows. I'm still playing with the time frame for it, when it's going to be, what time of the day, but it would be, generally speaking, the same time of the day every day usually. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I see my guy Stefan Biscano is in here. So I know, but I saw it. He texted me earlier. The answer is yes, we can do that. He's asking me about having a conversation about the NFL. The answer is yes. He asked about later this week or this weekend. I'll touch base with you when I get off here. And then we can definitely set something up. Sorry, I'm getting derailed here from these super chats because there's just so many good questions, comments here. How the real Donald comes back in. How come you don't do any collabs with Angry Old Hoops Fan and Sports and Fitness Rants? Well, I did a couple with Angry Old Hoops Fan on his platform. We were doing that pretty regularly, well, not regularly, probably like once a month for a while, and then he just stopped asking me. I would be willing to have him on my platform, or I would go on his. I would do that. Sports and Fitness Rants, the guy hates my guts. We used to do stuff on a different person's platform. We were like contributors on a panel, essentially. He and I were contributors on a specific other channel's panel. The channel no longer exists, but we mainly agree on mostly everything. Me and Robin is his name, Sports and Fitness Rants. We mainly agree on everything, but for whatever reason, he is so adamantly opposed to my Nikola Jokic takes. He absolutely hates my guts. as a result. So he routinely slanders the hell out of me on his platform and infers that I'm, he infers that I'm racist and stuff too. So, it is what it is. So anyway, I don't think that he wants me there. Hold on, let me let Luna out of the door here. I don't think that he really wants me there. So it is what it is. I don't lose any sleep over it, but I would be willing to have a conversation with him anywhere, anytime. So the offer is, I am always willing. The people that make videos bashing me and stuff, sometimes I respond to them, sometimes I don't. I don't really watch them. I don't care. A lot of the time, I just ignore it because I don't care. But I see it in comments. You guys will bring it to my attention from time to time. So I will sometimes make a response video, which essentially is nothing but saying, hey, coward, like I'm right here. Like I'm willing to have the conversation or the discussion anytime, anywhere, like whether it's my platform, yours, I don't care. So I'm available. If Robin wants me to come on his platform or to come on mine, like the offer is always there. Okay, let's go back in here to these supers from Colado 137. Just a little, no question or comment or anything, just a little generous donation. Thank you very much, Colado. I appreciate you, my friend. We've got Itchy N7I is in next. Thank you very much for your kind and generous donation here. Love you, Skap, and congrats, bro. Question: I would love to see you debate on player's choice and air out Chilltown for having Kobe 11th all time. Congrats again, Mamba for life. Itchy, thank you so much for your kind and generous continued support here of me. And like I just said, like I just got finished talking about, I am afraid of no person, no platform. I will do it anywhere. I will go live in studio to debate people. I will go on a street and debate people on the street. I don't care. Like if the topic is NBA basketball, I have some pretty strong opinions and viewpoints, and I think I have a pretty good command on the history of the NBA, my retention and recall of the stats and the history of it all. Like, I fear nobody, and I will go on any platform and I will debate any topic. So it's not me. It's them. If they want to have me on, I would love to do it. And I would, again, I welcome anybody to come on my platform too, as long as they are respectful and they're not vulgar or inappropriate or anything like that. That's the only thing. You want to yell at me, call me an idiot, say I'm a moron, whatever, insult me, as long as you're not using like obscenities and vulgarities, I'm there for that too. So like anybody is welcome on my platform as well. Know all sides of the argument is in next. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Congrats, Skap. What's your favorite unlikely championship run? I'll forever love the 2011-2012 Mavericks road to win it all. Yeah, like that could be it. That really could be it. I mean, I like the Knicks too, though, this year. I like the Knicks quite a bit because, I wanted the Thunder. I so badly wanted the Thunder to lose. So I was on the Spurs the whole way because I thought they could do it. But then when the Spurs got into the finals, I'm like, well, maybe I don't really want the Spurs to win. And then the Knicks took care of that. So this was a really ideal playoff run for me this year, other than, of course, my Nuggets getting eliminated in the first round. But I too love that 2011-2012 Mavericks. Now, I, of course, was rooting for the Lakers that year to three-peat because the Lakers had won the previous two championships. So, and the Mavericks beat the Lakers, swept them actually in that postseason run. So I was not rooting for them the whole way. But then once they got into the finals, and it was that unheralded team with one all-star in Dirk Nowitzki, and like their next best player, I mean, you tell me. I guess it was Jason Terry, their sixth man. They had Tyson Chandler, old Jason Kidd. Not a super collection of players by any stretch. And the Heat were such overwhelming, substantial favorites. It was so ludicrous the way the Heat lost that. And basically, in my estimation, like I said earlier, ended LeBron's GOAT chances for all of time. I gotta, all sides of the argument, obviously, and I got to agree with you. I think in my lifetime, probably that one in my lifetime, because I've really been watching the NBA since like the mid 90s. And like, I mean, I have obviously favorite, like all of Kobe's rings are more favorited rings of mine. But in terms of an unlikely championship run, yeah, I'll probably be that one. If the Lakers won in 08, that would be obviously number one for me, because they weren't even supposed to make the playoffs really that year in 08. And they were the number one seed in the playoffs all the way up to the trade deadline, when Andrew Bynum blew his knee out, and they got Pau Gasol in for like the last 30 games of the regular season, and they got all the way to the NBA Finals that year. They, of course, got obliterated by the Celtics, but if they won that, that would obviously be my answer to this question. But as it stands, I think you're right. I got to agree with you. It's the Mavericks. We've got Bob Skapanek in. That is the OG. Yes, the original. He would have you think that he's better looking than me. I think obviously that's not true, but he does. There's no doubt he has a better mustache than me. Thank you, sir, for watching and for all of your support and belief in me. He's always, him and my mom, I've talked about her a lot tonight. They've both always believed in me in whatever direction, and been supportive of me going in whatever direction I wanted to go basically my whole life. So thank you very much, not just for your generous donation, but for your lifelong support of me. We've got Eric Boso is in next. What's up, Eric? Thanks for calling out LeBum James all the time. Again, my pleasure. It's just like with the Kobe thing and the Batman Begins reference. You never said thank you, and you'll never have to, though many people do thank me, but it is my pleasure. Again, I thank you guys for helping to grow my platform and increase the sound or the noise or the volume of my messaging. So thank you guys. Like I'm out here for you, and I'm out here thanks to you. So let's just keep this thing going. Like 100,000 down, 1,000,000 to go. We've got the new Geeks is in next. Congratulations, Skap. Been a day one subscriber. Wow. The new Geeks, even before my real 3-year concerted run. So thank you so much for being here for this whole time, for tuning in, supporting me this whole time. Really does, like I just said, it really does mean the world to me, guys. Wolfsbane joins us next. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always. Hey, Skap, thoughts on possible Kuminga Watson trade? Meh. I mean, don't love it, don't hate it. I would like a more specific defensive specialist. I mean, Kuminga has defensive capabilities, but I think he's more worried, truth be told, about his offense and his usage at this point. And I just don't think he would be that stellar of a fit in Denver. I think he's probably going to be focused on his next paycheck too. Whatever he gets now, he's probably, and I mean, truth be told, he's probably hasn't made market value to this point, so I don't begrudge him that. But a Denver team that's built on cohesion and ball movement and stuff, like Nikola Jokic has averaged a triple-double 2 years in a row, and he's like 30th in usage or whatever, like 22nd or something in usage. So that ball is live there. Those guys are pretty largely unselfish. I would prefer more of a defensive specialist that doesn't really need or want the ball. So I'm not in love with that possibility. We've got Dean Gianna Kupelis. What's up, Dean? Hopefully I'm getting that remotely right. What's up? Thank you for being here. Shout out to you. We doing a Skap Fantasy League, Skap. You to GOAT. Thank you, my friend. I would do some Skap Fantasy, and I would host some kind of a, look, we've been talking about me hosting some kind of a NBA game tournament of some sort and live streaming it. I'm here for it. I'll do it. I just need help. I need a more tech savvy person than me to do it. So I don't know. I'm not seeing, sorry, Gary is messaging me about something. I'm every time he messages me about something going on, I don't see anything going on. Like I'm over in the live area right now, and I just don't see anything happening over there. So I don't know. Gary, why don't I just I'll just send Gary Gary, I'm just gonna send you the link invite to come on if there's something going on in there. Let me okay. Gary, sorry, because I see you're texting me something, but I can't I know there's some foolishness happening apparently over here, but every time you send me a message and I click over, I don't see anything, and nobody's really calling it out. So if you want to come in and tag in and bust some fools up and block some people, then Gary, the link has been set. So please, by all means, join us if you'd like. I just didn't invite you initially because I didn't think that we would be talking much sport. We're really just celebrating the people for helping get me to 100K. So that's why I didn't invite you on tonight. But if you want to come on, come on. What's going on? I don't see it either. So see, Stephen is also as confused as I am. Apparently there's something. Although AP 530 is saying bring Gary on. So the link is there if he so chooses to use it. But yes, as I was saying, Dean, I will host whatever. I just need a more technically savvy person to help me out with configuring it and figuring out the streaming angle of it all. Because guys, I'm an old head. I'm lucky I can even figure out StreamYard. So it's like I'm still working on that, and I might change to Riverside. So then I'll have to learn something else all over again. We've got Malcolm Tent, 2026 is in next. What's up, Malcolm? Isn't winning a title the objective in sports? Well, I think so. And that should always be the goal, in my opinion, that every athlete strives for is winning. I mean, as what's his name? Herman Edwards once famously said, "You play to win the game." Hello, you play to win the. I mean, what else are we doing it for here, guys? Ultimately, so I agree. That is, Malcolm, the only reason to be playing, and everything else is secondary. Quite frankly, stats, individual achievements, and accomplishments. Championships, of course, are the number one accomplishment. We've got Enchanted 2K797 is in next, coming from Nova Scotia. What is happening, Enchanted 2K797? And shout out to you in Nova Scotia. I appreciate you so much for being here. Skap, I'm an OG from the first 1K. The movement against the fraud and the lies will always be appreciated. Your content quickly became the best of anyone. Congratulations, Skap. Cheers to you from Halifax, Nova Scotia. No, cheers to you coming to me from Nova Scotia and for being a legit OG of my first 1,000. Wow. So 3 long years you've been riding with me. Can't thank you enough. I appreciate the love and support and your kind generosity as well. I couldn't have done it without people like you who got me off the mat from that first 1,000, that spread my stuff, that kept interacting and engaging with my channel, and that obviously spread to more. So without you, I would have never even probably gotten my feet 1 foot in front of the other on my way to 100. So thank you so much for helping me to 100K. And next up will be, I guess, 1 million, guys, is where we're going next. We've got Mandalorian Matt is in next. What's up, Matt? Thanks for being here. Congrats, Skap. One thing I love about your videos is your sense of humor. You're an admitted movie fan. What are some of your favorite movies? Yes, I'm a huge movie fan. I am such a big movie fan. Like, I think I might be a bigger movie fan than sports fan. I can easily say Kobe Bryant is my favorite athlete of all time. That's easy. He's by number one without question, argument, debate. Kobe's my number one favorite athlete, but I can't give you my favorite movie of all time. I could barely give you 5 favorite movies of all time. Like I got to name like 10, generally speaking. Some of my all-time favorites. I'm not saying these are the best or the greatest movies ever. Some of them I think I regard them very highly, and they are my favorite movies. I would throw Indiana Jones, the first one, The Raiders of the Lost Ark, definitely would be the first movie I would name. The second original Star Wars film, that would be Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, easily the best Star Wars film ever made, in my humble opinion. I would throw The Dark Knight in there, the greatest, the GOAT superhero film. To me, it's not close. Yes, Marvel's done some good stuff, but nothing has ever reached the bar or the level of The Dark Knight. That was just an epic crime drama masquerading as a superhero film, in my opinion. So I put that up there. Gladiator. I remember seeing that movie. I believe I snuck into it. Is R-rated. I wasn't 18 yet when it came out. I went to see like Inspector Gadget or something. I went to see Inspector Gadget. I bought a ticket to some PG film or whatever. And then when I was back there, I slinked into Gladiator. And from the time I saw that movie till I just rewatched it not long ago, masterpiece, terrific film. So I put that up in my faves. One of the couple newer films I really like, Blade Runner 2049, starring Ryan Gosling, and of course, Harrison Ford reprising his role from the famous 1980s, I think 84 film, Blade Runner. So 2049 is something. Those are some recent. Oh, I'm sorry. Gary is messaging me again. Gary, I'm sorry. I can't read the messages. I'm juggling comments and answering questions too. Like I'm sorry, I can't look at the texts. I keep going over in the live and I'm not seeing anything. But in addition to Blade Runner 2049, Maverick, the sequel to Top Gun, so the second Top Gun follow-up, is one of my favorite films. I'd say that's a newer film. And then if I were to get into some older films, like the original 1960s Magnificent Seven. I love Western movies. Like I love Tombstone with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. And one of my favorite Westerns and one of my favorite movies, the original Magnificent Seven. Tremendous score in that movie as well. On the Waterfront would be another older film that I really love. And Chinatown. Big fan of Marlon Brando and Jack Nicholson. So those are probably my 2 favorites from them. So I would throw those movies in the mix too. And if I didn't quite get to 10 yet, I'm a big fan of the noir, like Chinatown is like a noir film. Like a noir homage film, LA Confidential, which is a recent, I think it's 96. Phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, I think it should have won Best Picture that year. Phenomenal film. Great cast. Young Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe, and Kevin Spacey, along with Kim Basinger and Danny DeVito. Just a tremendous cast and a great film. So those would be like probably the 10 movies that come to my mind. I think I named 10. Those would be my 10 favorite movies. Great question though, Mandalorian Matt. I appreciate it. We've got Dean is back in. Do you like Curb? If so, any favorite episode you to go? Love Curb. Curb Your Enthusiasm, of course. Referencing Larry David, the creative genius behind Seinfeld, of course. I talk a lot of Seinfeld. I'm a huge fan of that. And Jerry Seinfeld was a creative force behind the show too. But Larry David, who also played Steinbrenner in Seinfeld, then, of course, famously created a kind of an improv show, primarily unscripted show, a loose outline, but Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO. I think it might still be on. I've only seen about six of the seasons. I think there's 10 or 11 or maybe even 12 seasons. I've only seen roughly half the series, but it's tremendous work. There's so many great episodes. Probably my favorite episode would be the one where they're trying, Larry is trying to get his friend on the, like an organ transplant. He's trying to get him moved up because he needs like some kind of an organ transplant. So he's trying to get him moved up on the list. And Larry gets stranded on a ski lift with, I think, the daughter of someone who can affect the list and the people on the list. And the sun's going down and she can't be with a man one-on-one when the sun sets, something like that. So someone's got to jump from the ski lift. And obviously it wasn't Larry that jumped. That one is probably like my favorite episode, but the series is terrific. It's every bit as good as Seinfeld. So I've been meaning, I want to watch the whole thing sometime when things slow down for me in life. I will watch, probably that's on my list, is to do a full watch of Curb Your Enthusiasm. So great show. And yes, I am a big fan. We've got Carcino for Life is in. That can't be the real Carcino, right? Congratulations. We still have to have our Isaiah Thomas versus Michael Jordan debate. That can't be the real Carcino, right? Like this is 8:20 now. So this was like 40 minutes ago that he would have sent it. For those of you that don't know, there is a guy, there is a handle, Carcino for Life, he's got a big following. If you're still on, go on to the main chat and let me know that you're still on. He's got a huge following. I think he's got like 200 some thousand subscribers. And I'm explaining who Carcino is. He's got like a huge following, like 220,000 people on his channel. And I put a video out about Isaiah Thomas not too long ago. And he made a big, Dakota's saying 438,000. I don't know if that's right. If he does, congratulations, Carson. That's a huge following you've got there. But anyway, he put a video out. It was like a live stream video. He just absolutely crushed me. And again, just said I was a complete fool for my take, because I was hitting Isaiah pretty hard, and he's a big Zeke fan, and I was basically going full team Jordan, and Carcino crushed me for my take on Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. And I then did respond. I typically don't, but he has a very big platform, and a lot of people made me aware of it. So I did respond, and I essentially said, like, again, like as I said earlier, let's do it. Like I'm ready, willing, and able, anywhere, anytime, your platform, mine, whatever. So if that really is Carcino and he is still on here, let's do it. First of all, thank you for coming on and supporting what I'm doing here right now, and thank you for your kind donation. And yeah, I would love to have a conversation. We can do a collaboration anytime, Carcino. So if anybody, it doesn't look like he's still on now, but if anybody wants to make their way over to his platform and say that I'm willing to do a collaboration with him anytime, we could certainly work that out. We've got the LeBron James of feet. Sorry, I stumbled over that because I love it so much. Yes, so we've got a podiatrist or a foot specialist in here, not just any foot specialist, the GOAT foot specialist, according to LeBron James himself. That sub count made me the greatest of all time. Well, not yet, LeBron James of feet, but we'll get there. We will all get there one of these days. Not yet, but one of these days, we will work our way. I think when I started this journey, I thought 100,000, maybe at somewhere I could get to 100,000, maybe with a ceiling of somewhere around 250,000. Now I think we can do it. I think we can go for the million. Why not? What else am I doing other than talking shit about sports on the interwebs? We've got Mr. Duncan Kazar is on next. What's up, Mr. Duncan? Love the name Duncan. I don't know if I've talked about my love of the name Duncan many times. It's my favorite name. If I make a fake name for myself, I'm always Duncan. So congratulations. Duncan's got a hockey take for us. Mario is the GOAT over Gretzky. That's a spicy take. It's a hot take. I'm not a huge hockey guy. Gretzky, I know his numbers are preposterous. Like, if you take away his goals, I think just he has more assists than anybody else's total points. So Gretzky's statistical output was insane, but Mario Lemieux had limited stints for health reasons. I think he might have had lymphoma at one point when he was playing. And look, Mario Lemieux, I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, obviously. He is like a folk legend there. So I wouldn't give you, Mr. Duncan, much resistance on your Mario Lemieux over Gretzky take. I don't know that I would co-sign it, but I'm here for it. And I think there's certainly a conversation to be had on that regard. We've got Gregory Lieber is in next. What's up, Gregory? Skap, this is for you. Thank you. Thank you. Cleveland, this is for you. No, guys, this is for you. Thank you so much. My pleasure to be hanging out here with you guys. Love talking and connecting with you guys. Nothing sports related specific, just hanging out, shooting the shit with you guys because I love you all so much for helping deliver me to the promised land of 100,000 subscribers. Next up, 1 million, guys. Thank you, Gregory. The LeBron James of feet is back in again. Subscribers aren't the A-all, B-all of YouTube. I know. Watch time, whatever, retention, all that, blah, 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 engagement. I know. Subscribers don't really mean much, but I did want that 100,000 silver play button plaque thingy. Like, I've been wanting that. It's been like my goal since day one. So I wanted it for that, just to get to that, to achieve that goal. But you're right. By and large, subscribers aren't everything on YouTube, but it's like a vanity metric. You know, it's like bench press. Like, what does bench press really mean? Like, bench press isn't a very good determinant of strength, but like most people that are in the gym, all they care about is bench press. Now, because I've been working out for like 25 years, I don't really care about bench press or anything. Like, and I'm old, so I don't really care about bench press. But I'm new. I'm relatively new on YouTube and in social media. So damn it, I want to flex. I want the vanity shit. I want my silver play button plaque thingy. So thank you guys all for getting me there. Vinsanity the Great is in next. Congrats on 100K. Any chance you could do a list of the top 10 greatest players to never win a ring? It is on my queue. I think you specifically, Vinsanity, have recommended or requested this before. It is on my list. I absolutely am going to do that. I've been meaning to put out this top 20 greatest defenders list. So that I'm just waiting for the ties to be right on that. Once that comes out, I can shift my attention to the top 10 greatest players to never win a ring. I think it's a great idea. I think it could be a compelling list. So yes, I will absolutely do that. Vinsanity the Great. The Incorruptible. What's up, my friend? Thank you so much for making it in tonight on my 100K celebration live stream. Skap, 100K subs and 100K Mamba Truthers. I don't know if there's exactly 100K. There's probably, I'd say, of the 100,000 people that subscribe to me, I'd say roughly 80,000 of them probably hate LeBron and 70,000 of them love Kobe. That would be like the percentage that I put on who does what or whatever. So, and then the other 20 are probably just here. They're just here because they like my basketball takes, I guess. All right, we've got Proud Southern Patriot is in next. OMG Skap, you went to, okay, I see what Gary is talking about. Gary was talking about that super chat, which is about making fun of where I went to college because of the Sandusky scandal, and obviously saying something about Kobe, which I do not condone. So I don't know. Let me see if I could I'll just ban the user and delete the comment is what I'll do. User was blocked. Okay. Proud Southern Patriot, you're banned. I don't like that kind of discourse on my channel. You want to say that I suck, I have shitty takes, I'm an idiot, I'm ugly. Well, we know that's not true. But if you want to say it, you can say it. If you want to say that Kobe is a bum, an inefficient, selfish shot chucker, whatever, like fair game. But I do not condone though that kind of language or those kinds of comments and discussions on my channel. So anything else, guys, feel free to say and to bring at me on this platform anytime. All right, we've got Fernali is in. What's up, Fernali? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Did you see Nick Wright in his podcast before LeBron chose the Sixers say it would be interesting if he went to San Antonio and won a chip, then retired and ran for governor and turned Texas blue? I did not see that, Fernali. That's pretty crazy. A pretty crazy suggestion. Not to suggest that LeBron would go to the final NBA Finals runner-up this year, because we know that he is just a coward, ring-chasing mercenary. So that's not crazy at all to suggest, though he probably would have screwed it up for the Spurs in some way. And then the part about turning Texas blue, I don't think that would happen, at least not because of LeBron James, because I think that he would have a 0% chance to win governor of that state. So definitely just another fantastical fairy tale take by Nick Wrong. Just one of the many reasons I would love to get my hands on that guy in some kind of a head-to-head debate. Okay, we've got Solo01 in. Thank you so much for this very kind and generous donation. I appreciate you very much for that. Congrats on 100K, Skap. You have been a custodian of the truth for Kobe and MJ's legacies. Thank you. Question: whose team is it now, LBJ or Embiid? I feel like wins, losses will determine. As the win stack, the media will favor LBJ. Well, first of all, again, thank you so much for the kind and generous donation, but also for your very kind and generous words of support for me. As for your question, it is LeBron's team by the media. The media will say that it's his team for sure, unless they're struggling and failing. Then of course it's probably, actually, I don't think Joel Embiid is too injury prone. He's not going to play enough games. The blame will go on Jaylen Brown, actually, will be who gets the blame. So it's one of their two teams, depending. In success, LeBron's; in failure, Brown's. And I don't think the real answer is either of the two, because I think it's Tyrese Maxey's team. I think Maxey is actually the best player, and I think Maxey will be the straw that stirs the drink there, regardless of how it goes. Whether it's his usage and his driving of the offense, or if it's him taking a step back and allowing the offense to flourish and work around him. I think whichever way it goes, Tyrese Maxey will have the biggest imprints on that. So I think Maxey is probably, and Maxey's been the best player. He was the best player there last year. So he's bringing those guys onto his team. So I think the answer is Tyrese Maxey, but you're right. To your point, it's LeBron if they're doing well, and if they're failing, it's definitely going to be Jaylen Brown. Even though Jaylen Brown was just recently on air somewhere on some podcast or live streaming himself, probably talking about how excited he is for LeBron's arrival, how much he can't wait to learn from LeBron. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when things start going sour, either early on in the season or sometime in April, May, or June. We'll see how excited he is then. He is then. Fernali is back in yet again. Also, major congrats and props on everything you have done thus far. Is your life any different now at 100K than it was at 1K? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, my life isn't any different from 98K to 100K, but my life's a lot different from 100K or from 1,000 to 100,000, a lot different. I don't know. I've got a good amount more super chats to go, but so I don't know how in depth I really want to get about this answer, but from the time I was very young, I had a couple dreams. I wanted to be like Tom. I wanted to be a Hollywood actor, was one thing I really wanted to do. I wanted to be a professional athlete, or I wanted to be a professional sports journalist, like a sports talking head, like an on-air ESPN personality. Those were the three things I ever really dreamed of being. And I think I really believe that I could have done two of the three. I don't think I could have been a professional athlete, though I think I could have gotten further in athletics than I did. But I think I could have done either of the other two things if I would have had the work ethic and the belief in myself and the tenacity to go after it from an early age and not take no for an answer. But maybe I had some fear of failure early on, or maybe it was just sheer laziness or entitlement that I thought I had the skill and the talent and I didn't have to earn my way or work my way up. And anyway, as a result, I found myself wandering around an abyss of jobs that I hated, of career pathways that were essentially dead ends. And it's not to say that I didn't get things out of those jobs or enjoy elements of those jobs. I met a lot of great people, cultivated a lot of good relationships. Could have had good careers in several of those different jobs, but just nothing ever felt right. So as I was approaching a certain age milestone, I said to myself, like, this is essentially my last shot to try to do something that I don't absolutely hate. This is my last shot to be able to work towards something that I, am proud of and not just dread every Monday, not, have the Sunday scaries, not wish away every week not live for the weekends, wish away every year till I got to my 2 or 3 vacations a year. Like, this was my last chance to do it. And I didn't know how, because I wasn't going to move to any big markets. I live in a small market in Florida, and I didn't have an established personality or anything at that point. I had been out of the industry for many years because I did work in the media at a young age. But I decided, well, in the digital age of social media and content creation, why don't I just try to, do YouTube, whatever that meant or entailed, of which I didn't know. So I just decided to start doing stuff and working towards it. And I got to 1,000. When I really started focusing on 1,000, I got there pretty quickly, and I got to 10,000 pretty quickly. I think it took me 2 months to get from 200 to 1,000. Then it took me 2 months to get from 1,000 to 10,000. And as I said earlier in this live stream, it took me about 10 or 11 months to get to 30,000. But then it was a grind, and it's been a journey to get to 100,000. But I've done it every step of the way, building something for myself and working towards something that I can celebrate and be excited about and be proud of. So yeah, when I was at 1,000, I was just fresh off of a job that I couldn't stand. And again, it's nothing against that job, that company, those people. It's just wasn't for me. It wasn't meant for me. Like, I felt like I had other things that I was meant to do or that I'm good at. So now that I'm at 100,000 subscribers, I feel like I'm kind of establishing my place now in doing this. I don't think I'm there, or this isn't a finished product by any stretch of the imagination. And 100,000 subscribers isn't much for many people to celebrate. It's not, there's many channels and entities and personalities that are much larger. But I think 100,000 was the first number that I could feel proud of and feel somewhat like that my journey to this point has been validated. So I think things have changed a lot between 1,000 to 100,000. Thank you for the question, Fernali. And to any of you out there that are still here that might be listening or whatever, it's never too late to stop doing stuff that you don't want to do, or if you don't think you've lived up to what you want to be, or you're not on the pathway to doing something that you want, or things in your life aren't right or haven't been right to this point. It's never too late. Whether you're 21, 31, 41, 61, it's never too late to reinvent and to start walking down the right path, or at least working towards getting on the right path. We've got Karthik Shankar 1 is in next. Congratulations, Wilt Scapperlin. 1 million is next. Yes, I've been using Wilt holding that little 100 sign for a long time in trying to ask for people to subscribe for me. And finally, I am now at 100,000. So yes, up next is 1 million. Though reasonably and realistically, I will also be pretty stoked for 250,000. I think that's the next. A 250,000 is probably like the next thing that I'm realistically have my eyes set on. But of course, I do. 1 million is an ultimate goal, and I think I can get to 1 million, which is another plaque. So if I think, and that's the next plaque after 100,000. So if I want another play button thingy, it's going to be from getting to that million next. So I'll be working on that. Thank you, Karthik Shankar. Next in, Collado 137 is back in. Thank you so much. Ayo, Skap. I wrote something earlier. I guess I did it wrong. First time super chatter, but keep your foot on their necks. Keep exposing the lies from these LeBron fanboys. If I bring them to your channel and I try to convert them. Thank you very much, Collado. And thank you so much for your very generous first time super chat. I appreciate you very much for supporting me so graciously here. And thank you for bringing the haters to me as well. As you know, I will always keep my foot on the neck, so to speak, proverbially speaking. And I love that the haters are here. I have people, honestly, that crush me in the comment section. And I'm in the comment section, honestly. Again, I can't see them all or respond to them all, but I read as much of them as I can. And I read a lot more, I think, and I'm in there and I'm responding to a lot more than other people that are my relative size now. Because I love interacting and I love mixing it up. And I see people absolutely shit on me in the comments. Skap, you're a moron. This is the worst take I've ever seen. You're a bum. Like, this is such a garbage channel. And I go and I look and I see, and they've had like 400 plus or 500 plus comments on my channel. So the fact like that I have haters that tune in too, I mean, I love it. And I welcome it. There's again, I know I compare everything to movies. Howard Stern, Private Parts, the film, which is like a loose documentary starring Howard Stern about his start, how he got his start and stuff in the industry. And he had like a huge battle with NBC to do the content that he wanted to do. And I remember at one point, I haven't seen this movie in like 15 or 20 years, but the higher ups at NBC that are trying to like figure out how to get him fired, they're reading the ratings and they're like, how are the ratings this good? And they're reading and it's basically, I'm paraphrasing, the average person that really loves him tunes in for like 37 minutes. And then the average person that really hates him tunes in for 3 hours or something like that. So I'll take the haters, our engagement and interaction just the same as everybody else. So I'll take all of them. And I think I present a pretty good point with most of my stuff. So I think it will at least make them think. And I do see comments as well of, hey, Skap, didn't like Kobe, wasn't a big Kobe guy, or I was a big LeBron guy before I found your stuff. Now you've made me rethink things. I see things differently now. So we are changing them one person at a time, one bootlicker and one jock sniffer at a time. We can reach them. We can get to them. No bootlicker left behind. That could be my new initiative that I start here on my channel. No LeBron jock sniffer left behind. We can still get to them. We can still reason with them. We can still make them see the light. Guys, together, we can make it all happen. I've got Super Q2Q is in again. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Let's go. Yep, let's go on our way to a milli. And now the Prez is back in again. The real Donald Trump, 1646. True or false? LeBron has had a greater impact than Kobe on current and future players. Impact can also mean bad habits. I still say false. I say Kobe, maybe bad impact. Maybe if we're including bad impact, the flopping shit, I think he started, him and James Harden. The super teaming and player movement and mercenary ring chasing, he started. So, and a lot of guys do that stuff, and a lot of elite upper echelon guys do that. So maybe he has had a more negative impact than Kobe has a good one, But I would say this, Kobe's good, his positive influence and the beneficial impact that Kobe Bryant has been on the sport of basketball far outweigh that LeBron James has in terms of a positive impact on the sport. Kobe Bryant, I have a Mount Rushmore for his on-court stuff, but for his off-court, what he did off the court for basketball, for the sport of basketball, I think you can make a case that he is at least Mount Rushmore in this century in terms of his impact on basketball and like what he meant to the sport of basketball and to the NBA at large. So interesting question, real Donald Trump. Fernali is back in again, though. Fernali, thank you again for your very kind continued support here. Proof LeBron ring chases, 4 rings in his first 3 years with each new team, 0 rings in other 15 seasons. So he doesn't grind, build teams to win. He arrives to ready-made teams, then jump ship after. 100%. And he doesn't look, the only time this guy ever went through like a rebuild or like fought through difficulties or struggles was on the first team he got drafted by, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like that team wasn't ready-made to win when he got there. And so he didn't win. Like that's the only place he failed and couldn't do it. And that's why I put like Nikola Jokic above him and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those guys didn't run. They just stayed there in their crappy, small market, cheap ass teams. And they just found a way to win anyway. So LeBron, like what if Giannis and Jokic just jumped every 3 years to another top 10 players team or whatever, or jumped to a team and brought another top 10 player on? They'd have way more than 4 rings. Probably they'd have more now at just being in their 11th and whatever 14th year in the league. So yeah, I'm not gonna celebrate LeBron's rings by any stretch of the imagination for Nolly. And great point. And that is why I think so lowly of LeBron James, because he's never won a challenging or demanding ring. And therefore, I put guys with challenging and demanding rings above him, even if it's only 1 or 2. Like that's why Akeem Olajuwon is above LeBron James in my book. Will N8664 is back in yet again. Thank you, Will, my brother. Always a pleasure seeing you here and in the comments of my videos. Which is worst, Ant dapping everyone on the opposing team early or Wemby leaving and not shaking hands? Ooh, that's a good question. They're both bad. They're both really, really bad. I think I would say Wemby leaving and not shaking hands. And I like Wemby. I like Wembanyama a lot more than Anthony Edwards. But Anthony Edwards has done that shit too, where he just walks off. Like he was screaming in Jokic's face, cursing at fans in Denver when they beat the Nuggets in 2024 in Game 7. And then the very next series in the West Finals, when he got punked and humiliated by the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, he walked off with like 20 seconds left in the elimination game without shaking any of the Mavericks' hands. So Ant-Man does it too. But in an isolated situation, in a vacuum, when you're just comparing Ant-Man dapping people with like 9 minutes to go in the fourth, look, I still dislike the bad sportsmanship worse. Like it's not a good commentary about your competitiveness when you're essentially giving up on a playoff series with 9 or 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But they were down in the series. They were down huge in the game. I dislike more the poor sportsmanship of leaving, because Wemby's crying in the middle of the Oklahoma City Thunder's court, celebrating that Game 7 win in the West Finals, and then he's vanishing with like 20 seconds left at the end of the Game 5 closeout in the NBA. I just don't like it. It's a bad look. Like if you're gonna celebrate and beat your chest and shit on the court when you're winning, then you should be man enough to stand there and celebrate and shake people's hands then when you're losing, in my opinion. I'm Squish 1150 is up next. Are you against super teams in basketball only? Well, super teams really are only built in basketball only. I mean, they don't really work in other things. Like, yes, the Rams kind of have a super team right now. For the first time ever in NFL history, the reigning defensive player of the year and the reigning league MVP are going to be playing on the same team. And they've got stacked, I mean, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, like those guys, I think, have each made a first-team All-Pro selection, and they're the 2 wide receivers there. Standout 2 running backs. I know the lead guy, name's escaping my name. I know he's consistently considered that he's going to be taking a backseat to Blake Corum, and that Corum's going to take like a more 50-50 split with him. But every year, that running back is just, that's escaping me right now. He's just a stud every year. And now on defense, like the one weakness they had, like I said, secondary, and they poached 2 kind of like all-pro caliber guys from Kansas City, and they add the defensive player of the year. And now Aaron Donald, one of the greatest defensive players ever, is considering coming out of retirement. That is a super team on an NFL gridiron, if ever I have heard of one. And yet there is still no guarantees. Yes, to me, the Rams are the overwhelming favorite right now, but still, they're not unbeatable. Now, in baseball, you can build just a stacked, unbeatable team like the Dodgers and just throw money at it. And I am very much against that. I'm squished. It's garbage, in my opinion. Like the Phillies, the Dodgers, I think the Mets, the Yankees, F all of those teams. It's trash to me. And baseball is trash. I still love playoff baseball. I still will watch playoff baseball because I love it. But it's garbage that you can have a team with 350 or 400 million payroll in a same league with a team with like 80 million. It's crap. And that's why when I see a team like the Brewers, who have like the 20th salary, or the Devil Rays, they're like bottom third or quarter of the salaries in the league with like, and they're in the upper tiers of the standings. I root for those teams full-heartedly because I want the small market guy to succeed. Because what is it? Okay, cool. Like the Dodgers, like you have a $350 million pay cap, and you just got another ace pitcher. Like, who cares? Like if they win, it's garbage. So yes, I'm very much against super team formulations, but primarily in basketball, because I think it's easier to build it in basketball than in any other sport. And I think you're more guaranteed to get the ring in basketball than in any other sport, because it's so very hard to beat a team that is just so much better than every other team 4 times out of 7 on a basketball court. It's very difficult. That's why the fact that LeBron has failed as often as he had just highlights how pathetic and overrated he is, because he should have 7 or 8 rings and he only has 4. It's pathetic. We've got Evil Twin 4760 is in next with no question or comment, just a very generous donation. Thank you so much, Evil Twin 4760. I appreciate you very much. All right, we've got next in Dusan Lilich. Dusan, what is up? Thank you. Skap, just wanted to say thank you for existing and congratulations for 100K. USA needs Skap on national TV. Well, no, Dusan, thank you so much for existing. Thank you so much for your kind and generous support of me and for being here and riding with me. I appreciate it. And yes, I echo that. USA needs Skap on national TV. Though I wouldn't be caught dead on ESPN. I mean, I would be only if I could go on there to debate their existing scrub list of talking head talent that they have right now on there. That's the only way. Also, I would probably go on and hang with Pat McAfee, a fellow Yinzer. I talk about how I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was born around kind of I was born in a place called Forest Hills where my parents still live. But the closest area, I mean, I'm pretty close to downtown Pittsburgh, but Monroeville is another close precinct to me. Pat McAfee, the legendary now YouTube podcaster or whatever, I'm an ESPN podcaster, I meant to say, who's making like $50 or $60 million a year. He was born and raised in Plum, which is like 15 minutes-ish from Monroeville. So I would go hang out with my fellow Yinzer, Pat McAfee as well. But those are the only reasons I would ever be on ESPN, is to debate them or to hang with McAfee for a minute or two. We've got Evil Twin 4760 is in again. Can WW your subscribers be known as the Skap Pack? Not sure what the WW is. I like that though. The Skap Pack. I like that. I've been trying to think of what I should call my like followers or whatever, or my supporters. And I've thrown a couple things out there just off the top of my head, like Skap Army or whatever. But I think I like the Skap Pack the best. That is a good suggestion, Evil Twin. It's so good. I'm writing it down right now. Thank you very much for that recommendation. And thank you again for your generous support here of us. I've got Yoidzelli 4765 opinions on The Godfather, because we are talking movies and I am a big movie buff. I got to make an admission though. I've seen them. I've seen all three of them like 2 full times through. Not a big mafia movie or show fan. Like, I watched The Sopranos, meh. Like, I know it's good. So much like the Godfather films, I know the Godfather and the Sopranos, I know they're excellent. I know the Sopranos is generally considered one of the 5 to 10 best shows ever made. And I know the Godfather is excellent, particularly 1 and 2. I like 2 the best. I know there's a big debate between 1 and 2. I like 2. And I know 3 falls off a cliff. But not in a vacuum. It's a good movie by itself. When you compare it to 1 and 2, obviously it's shit. But I'm not a big mob or mafia kind of fan, so I'm not crazy about The Godfather. I'm not enamored with it. But I know they're excellent films, and while I like 2 better, I love 1 too, because I said earlier I like Marlon Brando a lot, and he was great in the first one. So yeah, I mean, I maybe it's time for me to rewatch it again, but I'm not a huge fan. If we're talking mob or mafia films, probably my favorite ones would be like probably Goodfellas, or maybe even The Untouchables. If we're counting The Untouchables with Kevin Costner, that might be my favorite, and Sean Connery, who I think won Best Supporting Actor Oscar that year for his performance as Jimmy Malone. So those would probably be Goodfellas, or The Untouchables would be I like those. I enjoy those better than The Godfather. But I know Godfather, particularly 1 and 2, are masterpieces of cinema. Dean is back in. I'll try the whole thing again, Dean. Dean Giannakopoulos, 159. Thank you, Dean. Best Seinfeld side character or guest star. I got kind of an underrated pick, Brad Garrett as the mechanic. You're the GOAT as always, Skap. That's a good one, where he like steals Jerry's car basically because Jerry isn't taking good enough care of it. I would probably lean towards more of a recurring character. My 3 favorite recurring characters would be Peterman. Newman is not in the mix. Putty, Peterman, and Tim Watley. I gotta tip the cap. Those are my 3 favorite recurring characters. I would probably lean Putty as my favorite, but it's tough because I think it's so wild that Bryan Cranston, who was Tim Watley, the dentist in Seinfeld, also delivered to me the undisputed greatest TV show performance in history as Walter White, aka Heisenberg, in the legendary Breaking Bad. It's crazy that that guy played both. So like in revisionism, I'm like, well, it's got to be Cranston or Watley. I also love Jackie Childs as well. He gets another honorable mention, shout out though. So it would be those 4, but that's such a tough question. There's so many great side characters and like recurring secondary characters, but definitely an underrated pick. The mechanic, Brad Garrett, the mechanic, and he only had like 1 episode. So if we're going with lesser or people that are only in a few episodes, I also like Babu and Terry Hatcher as well. They're real and they're spectacular. She was in the one episode, and then of course she was in the finale episode. But great question. Great question, Dean, and I appreciate you, my friend. Evil Twin 4760, back in yet again. Thank you so much. Can we subscribers be called the Skap Pack? Wait a second. Was that Evil Twin? Did you? Okay, it is Evil Twin. Yeah. Oh, yes. So Evil Twin felt so strongly about this name that you dropped it twice in two different super chats. And I'm with you. I like it. The Skap Pack. It's like the Rat Pack from back in the whatever the what was it? Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. And then there was the Brat Pack in the 80s with like Rob Lowe and the Breakfast Club people. So now you guys can be known as the Skap Pack. I love it. In fact, someone else here also loves it. Well, he likes it. I love it. So yeah, we can work on that. Once I roll out, oh, the Soup Nazi's a good, Will and the Soup Nazi's a good one too. That's a good suggestion. I see Newman's getting a lot of love here as well. Yeah, there's so many good suggestions. When I roll out merch though, which is going to be coming down the pike, hopefully within the next 2 months or so. Maybe, I know no one will really buy the shirts, but I will maybe have a Skap Pack shirt for the really diehard Skap supporters. So keep an eye out for that. We've got my main guy, Stefan Piscano, is in next. Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to Vacation Wealth Partners as well. Had to do one congrats, brother. 1 mil coming soon. Thanks for elevating the sports conversation and protecting the history of basketball. Side note, randomly watched Vanilla Sky the other day. Forgot how trippy that movie is. Yeah, first of all, Stefan, I will be, like I said, responding. I was kind of running around. Luna had her groomer's appointment, and then I had to get set for my live stream tonight, so I didn't have a chance to get back to you. We can chat football sometime this week or weekend. Yes, the answer is yes. We'll figure out a time. And a Tom movie, obviously, I've seen Tom Cruise's entire catalog. Vanilla Sky, not my favorite film of his, but a good flick. Tom doesn't put bad films out. It is weird, wild movie, really trippy. For those of you who didn't see it, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil anything because the movie came out, I believe, in 1999. So you've had 27 years to see it. So if you didn't, shame on you. Tom Cruise is like this rich, kind of entitled heir to this big fortune and company. And gets in this relationship kind of with Penelope Cruz, but he's banging Cameron Diaz on the side, and she's crazy. So she drives him off a cliff, basically. And the rest of the movie, essentially, from the car accident is not real. It's a dream that Tom Cruise is having in like cryostasis. Like he's frozen, and they're basically 50, 100, who knows? There's lots of decades have passed from the actual accident. He's frozen until technology exists to repair his body and face and stuff. And the whole movie primarily is just him in a dream, but really is turned into a nightmare. Crazy movie, crazy ending, like super crazy, like Usual Suspects, like mind-blowing end, slash Fight Clubs, and like crazy mind-blowing endings. But a good flick. And Tom Cruise, my favorite actor of all time, is in it. But also a top 5 favorite of mine, Kurt Russell, is also in that movie. So, but yes, very trippy movie, Stefan. The hateful 100K against LeBron, says Karthik Shankar. Hate. As the Chappelle skit ends. Now, if you'll all excuse me, I have to go put water in Buck Nasty's mama's bowl, but I'm not leaving quite yet because I still have a couple of your questions and comments to attend to. We've got I'm Squish 1150 back in yet again. Did you hear about the Skubal trade? Yes, I've been alluding to it, and I think he already had his Dodgers debut. I think it was last night. They actually lost. What is it? Maybe the Cubs. They lost 5-1. I saw. But Skubal, he had like 5 strikeouts and didn't even have his A stuff. So they're basically unbeatable. They're essentially, the three-peat is in the bag already. I would be shocked if they somehow lose, but that's the beauty of sports. Even David can lose to Goliath sometimes. And I mean, that was a compelling series. They were taken to the brink last year, so who knows? Stranger things have happened. Maybe someone can put a stop to that three-peat and keep Kobe as the last three-peater 25, basically a quarter of a century ago. I like being able, it's a good flex for Kobe to say, not only has no one done it in the NBA since Kobe, no one's done it, period, in the other 4 or the other 3 professional team sports in the United States of America, those 3 other leagues. So I would like to see somebody, I would like anybody but the Dodgers, the Phillies, or the Yankees to win essentially this year. If anyone other than those 3 win, I will feel good about it. And then if I must, I probably would rather see the Dodgers three-peat than the Phillies or the Yankees. Sarah, what's up? Welcome in. I knew I could always count on Sarah being here. She is always here. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate your ongoing support of me and being all over my channel. I appreciate you. Top 6 teams for the West and East this season will be, wow. That is quite a question. Let me see. Let me just pull up. It's going to be so hard in the East because there's so much change. I would say in the West, easy money, Thunder, Spurs. I'm still going to put the Nuggets in the top 6. Rockets. So Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Rockets, Lakers. That's 5. And I think I'll go probably still Timberwolves. I'd say that's pretty easy to call those as the top 6. In the East, man, it's tough. New York, Philly. I'd say Atlanta. New York, Philly, Atlanta. Gotta say Detroit, they won 60 games. That's already 4 teams. I'm going to say Toronto is the 5th team in there. And then this is just so tough. I mean, you've got Boston, Cleveland, I haven't said, Orlando, Charlotte. I'm going to just assume that Cleveland is still in the mix. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They won 46 games. They were pretty good after the deadline. I'm not confident with that answer. I think Orlando and Charlotte have the potential to be really great teams. I didn't even mention Miami with Giannis. It's crazy in the East. Like, it's crazy. Like, the West has been so much better than the East for years and years and years. Basically, for this whole century, the West has been substantially better. But I'll tell you, the 2 best teams are in the West. But after that, the East 1 through 10 or 11, it's crazy. Like, some of the teams that aren't, there's going to be an elite team that wins like 47 games probably that isn't going to make the playoffs in the East. It's just nuts how stacked that conference is this year from top to bottom. Darth Cairns, Dylan Brooks, Aura is going to go back to back with me here. Thank you very much. I know Darth is a very avid follower as well of these live streams, and is very prolific in this sponsor area. So thank you very much, Darth Cairns. Congrats, Skap, 100K subscribers. Definitely gives you a phenomenal amount of aura. Thank you. I try to aura farm as much as I can on my videos and in my live streams. So maybe hopefully more aura farming out of me coming up over my run for my next 100,000. Nothing will give me more aura than that 1 million though once I get there, once we get there, because it is an inevitability. We're like, we, the Skap pack, are like Thanos. We are inevitable. We will get to 1 million. Together, I believe we can accomplish anything. So I appreciate you, Darth. Let's see what the second here of 2 back-to-back from Darth has to say. Kobe voice, job not finished. Let's get this back-to-back and get another 100K subscribers, Skap. Keep up the great work. Yes, you're damn right. Like Kobe once famously said, job's not done. Job's not finished. Let's go. 100K? Sweet. Congratulations. You don't see me taking a couple week vacation. I'm still here the next day, guys. Mamba mentality. Grinding it out. Working. Which reminds me, shameless plug, my Kobe pack is going to be coming out. My hour-ish Kobe pack will be coming out tomorrow sometime with about an hour of my best Kobe videos. So, and I'll do a little intro into each one of them. So hopefully you guys check that out for me tomorrow. We've got Evil Twin 4760 back in yet again. Meant we. Oh, WW meant we. Okay, perfect. Can we subs be known as a Skap pack? A third different super chat now by Evil Twin 4760 asking for the Skap pack. I already said after the first super chat, your wish is my command. I love it. The Skap pack. I'm with you 100%. Yes, we can roll that out for sure. Marco, what's up, my Serbian brother? And welcome into you. I appreciate you being here for me, supporting our guy, Nikola Jokic. What's up there? What's there to be happy about? Job's not finished. Job finished. Go for 1 mil. Congrats, Skapich. That is my, or however you pronounce it, that is my actual Eastern European name, as my Serbian brethren has bestowed upon me. And yes, you're echoing Darth's message there, Margot. Job's not finished. Just like the late great Kobe Bryant, my mentor. 100,000 means nothing. Once we get to 1 million, it will be then 5 million. Once we get to 5 million, it will then be 10 million. Can't stop, won't stop. Got to keep striving for excellence every single day. Every day, in every way, we're getting better, guys. Hater of Dak, I like that. Have you ever come across the Locker Room channel? The host is a LeBron fan cultist who rages when anyone fairly criticizes LeBron. Curious on your thoughts. No, I haven't come across that. Let me look it up real quick right now. The Locker Room channel. Let me just write Locker Room. Is it Locker Room TV maybe? Let's see. No. I don't know. Is it the Locker Room channel? Let me go bounce over here. Oh, I like the looks of that. It's okay. Wait, at Locker Room LA is what Dak is saying. Okay, so let me see. The Locker Room. Okay, yeah, I see it. 29,000 subscribers, 703 videos, been on since 2011, 6 million views, 6 million channel views. Let's see here. Oh yeah, a lot of LeBron stuff on here for sure. Let's see, the oldest is from 3 years ago. Yeah, no, I've never seen this guy, don't know anything about him. So I guess I don't really have a take on him, but if he wants, like I said, I'm always open. So if he wants to get at me at some point, get on my platform or whatever. Sarah, it looks like the Locker Room doesn't like Sarah at all. I'm in the regular chat. Sarah gets a lot of hate from the Locker Room. So she's obviously knows who the Locker Room is. Yeah, I mean, I would be willing to have the conversation as long as, again, we can just keep it respectful in terms of the language. I've got the Evil Twin 4760s back in Skap Pack is like the car Scat Pack. LOL. We like it. Okay. I like it. You guys like it. If you guys like it, I like it. I am sold. We've got I'm Squish 1150 backing it again. Dodgers are bought and built. I personally think the salary cap wouldn't fix baseball. All the players the Dodgers have were given to them by other teams who don't want to pay or keep their star players. Yeah, I mean, you're right. But those guys are going to make the money they're going to make. If there was a limit that the teams could give, and there is salary, there are revenue sharing rules in baseball. But I feel like if there was a mandate, like a min and a max mandate, or at least, look, the NBA doesn't have a hard cap. Like, I'm not asking for a hard cap in baseball, but at least if there were some parameters and a lot of penalties if you exceed it, and there should be a forced minimum as well. Because I'm from Pittsburgh, where the cheap ass ownership there just cheap out year in and year out. And like the ace pitcher, I don't know if it's Skeens or Skens. I think it's Paul Skeens. Skeens. I don't know. I think it's Skeens actually. Skeens. The guy's an ace. Obviously, he's having a tough patch this last month or two, and this whole season hasn't been great. But like, there's already speculation like it's done that he's going to New York. Like, that just shouldn't be. When you bring a guy in, when you grow a guy in your farm, and then you bring him into the majors, and he seems to like it there in Pittsburgh, but like, it's just a foregone conclusion. We can't possibly afford to pay him and keep him. It's broken. Your sport and your system is broken at that point to me. So that's why I will forever and always, I will root for the little guy and the small market in baseball, 100%. We've got Restless Clips is in next. KD said Philly is better than the 17 Warriors. I saw that. I'm considering a video on it. KD, there's actual footage of him comparing these 76ers to those Warriors, basically saying, we put 320 plus scorers on one team and we were like unbeatable according to everybody else. These are 420 plus point scorers on one team, so they should be even better than us, essentially is what he was saying or alluding to. So I've been meaning to kind of do something or do a video or some response about that. So I might still go ahead and do that after I finish my Kobe pack, which I'll be working on tomorrow. I'm Squish back in again, 1150. Also, the Dodgers always have a top farm system, which has nothing to do with money. That is also true. I will give you that. The farm system is good in LA, but again, their cap is over. It's like 350, I think. I want to say the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Yankees, and there's one other random team you wouldn't think that's in there that's like, they're all like 325, 350. It's just ridiculous. And then there's teams with like 80. It's crazy. It's crazy when you compare it. Gloom Cool is back in. Montana greater than Brady. No, you say it's not close. 7 greater than 4. But Joe only 11 years starting. He had a lot of injuries. Wish I could put my whole argument here. I just completely disagree. I just really do think it's not close. Brady had what? 3 in his first 4 seasons as a starter. Not only that, he left the greatest coach ever, went to a team that hadn't made the playoffs in like 12 years, one of the worst organizations in the NFL, by the way, and won the Super Bowl that very year while going through Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. Like, at 43 years of age. Then at 44, he led the NFL in yards and touchdown passes. He has by far the most, like, he has all the records, all the wins, all the yards, all the touchdowns in the regular season, in the playoffs. The guy has roughly, this is off the top of my head, 35 playoff wins. Joe Montana has the second most with 16. Actually, I think Mahomes just passed him. I think Mahomes has 17. Montana has 16. I think Bradshaw and Peyton Manning have 14. Like, we're talking in the teens, Gloom. In the teens. Tom Brady has 35. His longevity is just too much. It's too excellent. It's too great. And yes, I know I'm not a longevity guy when it comes to LeBron, but Brady's peak was great as well. Brady set the all-time, yes, Peyton Manning broke it with Denver that one year, but Brady set the all-time single-season record in yards and touchdowns in one season. The one season he got a real weapon. Joe Montana had the greatest wide receiver ever for the vast majority of his peak. Tom Brady had Julian Edelman and Wes Welker and like converted wide receivers that played lacrosse as their first sport in college. Like, it's not close. The 1 year Brady got an elite all-time wide receiver talent who was allegedly washed at the time in Randy Moss. It only took a 4th-round draft pick to get him out of Minnesota. That 1 year, Brady annihilated the NFL. Yes, they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants, but they were 16-0 in the regular season, and they went into the Super Bowl like 18-0. And Brady had like 50 touchdowns, which at the time was the all-time record in yards. It's just not close. Brady's better at every level, at everything, all the accolades, all the numbers, all the counting stats. Like he's got a great peak. To me, it's just not, it isn't close. I think Montana is second in my book. And then I put Peyton Manning third just because of his technical mastery and excellence and command of the sport. But like 14 playoff wins. I think he's like 14-11 in the playoffs, only 2 Super Bowls. Now that guy went to 4 Super Bowls with 4 different head coaches with 2 different organizations. This is a great accomplishment. But I'd say Brady, Montana are 1 and 2. And Mahomes is coming up. I'm not like a huge Mahomes guy, but you got to give that guy his flowers. He's probably in the top 5 already right now. He's been to 5 Super Bowls, won 3 and been to 5 already. And I think he has 2 league MVPs. It's a crime that he has 2 and Lamar Jackson has 2. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I completely disagree, Gloom. But I respect your take though, and I respect your ability to have that take. It's not a crazy take. It's not like LeBron over Jordan, like crazy. Sarah is back in yet again. KG will finally get his jersey retired in Minnesota, and Sarah. To the Incorruptible, who I hope is still on here. KG will finally be getting his video on my channel. So you can be sure of that. I'll be giving KG finally at long last the video the Incorruptible has been waiting for years. That will be coming out shortly this month for sure. It will be coming out, my KG video, Sarah. So maybe I'll time it with his jersey. Well, I can't time it with his jersey retirement because then the Incorruptible will have to wait longer than this month. Next in is Collado 137 again. Did you see Carmelo Anthony about Brunson taking a pay cut? And I hope you and AOH and Robin can make up, bro. Oh, does AOH hate me too? I don't know. I guess so. I don't have anything against either of them. Robin of the Sports and Fitness Rants hates my guts. Like goes like once a month seems to go on his platform and just assassinate my character all over his platform. And again, we agree on like 99 things out of 100. AOH, I don't know, is he talking shit on me too now? Who knows? Who cares really? But I know he and I are pretty much entirely aligned on sports. Politically, we do differ to quite an extreme level. So, but we've never gotten into it in any way. So maybe it's just the fact that I don't know, he doesn't like some of my takes on that side of the spectrum. Who knows? But I have nothing against either. I would gladly and happily collaborate with either one of them, either on their platforms or mine. And look who we have in next. The Incorruptible. I was just, it's about damn time, Minnesota office. Minnesota front office equals longtime losers. Yes, we were just talking about you, bro. And I was just talking about Kevin Garnett, and Sarah brought up that he's finally getting that jersey retirement. And I am finally going to make that Kevin Garnett video for you. So you can be expecting that video sometime this month. I'm seeing texts come in. I see my friend texted me because I said before I hopped on the live stream, I was like, yeah, it'll probably be about an hour and a half. Get in there, quick 90, chat with the people. I was like, I can't imagine many people will be on here. I was expecting, I said maybe like 300. I had, I think, 250 at one point. We still got 172 in here, but I certainly went, as is typically the case with me in live streams. I went far over my expected time frame. What was here? I said an hour and a half. It's been 3 hours. Oh wait, I just see one more here. I have to put up. Eating crab meats. You the goat, Skap. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, we've got a Joe Montana thing. Montana threw 0 picks in this. That is quite impressive. That is very, very impressive. Love Skap Attack and his fight for Kobe Bean Bryant. Yes. Again, it's coming. It's the video tomorrow. I think you guys are going to love it. I really do. You should check it out. It's going to be the best of my Kobe cuts. Tyler Jennings has something about AOH. When AOH called Robin out for his Jokic hate, Robin got pissed at AOH. I remember that. He told me he was disappointed in him. Okay, so I guess people weren't saying that me and AOH have beef. People, that last comment I read was suggesting that Robin of Sports and Fitness has beef against both me and AOH. So there you have it. I got to put this one up here. Wait, hang on. Shout out to Skap from Poland. It's 4 a.m. here and still watching. Gary Davey 5, my friend. No, shout out to you for, first of all, for coming from Poland. Like I always say, the Skap pack, as we are going to be calling us, you guys, the Skap pack has a very global feel and a global appeal. And this really does just speak to it. Gary Davey in Poland, shout out to you, and still watching at 4 a.m. That's typically me on at like 3 and 4 a.m. During the summer after NBA playoff games on the East Coast of the USA. Tonight, it's only 10:07 p.m. on my time, but it's 4 a.m. yours. So thank you so much for being here for me. I appreciate it. There's a lot of football conversation going on here now. Montana also beat Prime Elway and Marino. Fair, and I think very highly of, look, even though Dan Marino is a Pittsburgher, and well, so is Joe Montana for that matter, but Dan Marino actually went to the same high school that I went to, Pittsburgh Central Catholic. So Danny Marino and I are the same alumni of the same high school. But so no disrespect, I have Elway higher in my overall rankings than Marino. But you're right, Montana beat Elway and Marino. But like Tom Brady had Peyton Manning, who to me, and for that matter, look, Tom Brady went through Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game in Mahomes' building to beat him and win one of Brady's 7 Super Bowls. Then he beat Mahomes head-to-head to get another Super Bowl in the Super Bowl. So he beat basically Mahomes for 2 of his, or on the way to get 2 of his, and he beat Manning on the way to get 2 or 3 of his. So like to me, Tom Brady, like I guess this is saying Montana also beat Prime Elway and Marino. Like that's a feather in his cap. But okay, I just said I've got Manning at 3 and probably Mahomes at 4. So 2 top 4 all-timers. Well, Brady went through those guys in their primes. Not just that, he went through Mahomes in his prime when Brady wasn't even in his prime and beat him still. So another feather in the GOAT, Tommy the GOAT Brady's cap, in my estimation, over, again, no disrespect from, I believe Joe Montana is from Ringgold, Pennsylvania, which is about 40 minutes away from where I grew up. So no disrespect to the great Joe Montana. Look, Kobe is my number 2 GOAT, and he's my favorite athlete of all time. So obviously no disrespect or shade for being the number 2 GOAT for Joe Montana, but it's just Tommy Brady is number 1 on that list. To me, again, it ain't close. Evil Twin 4760 is in for like the 17th time tonight. Thank you very much, Evil Twin. I appreciate you and your continued generosity for me. This was my first super chat, LOL. I thought I deleted half of those comments, LOL. But I love the content. So thanks, Skap, for challenging the way people see basketball. And I hope you get to debate Nick wrong. Well, Evil Twin, for your first super chat, you actually sent like 6 or 7 of them. So thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. And I also hope that I get a piece of Nick wrong sometime very soon. And guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm looking at all of these. There's just still so many comments. I mean, 160 people now I'm down to, but like the comments are still just popping in here in the live chat, and I'm still getting super chats such as this one from Fernali. What sacrifices have you made, if any, to reach this point? By the way, 100K earned is better than 100K from bots, kids. You earned it. It's like winning the lottery versus working for it. One feels better. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, I don't know that I would call it sacrifices because I was working towards something that I wanted to do that I really love doing. I mean, I quit my job 3 years ago, and I decided I was just going to work towards establishing this online platform, this like sports platform, because like I missed my chance. I think like I thought I'd missed my chance to be like a national mainstream sports talking head. So that like this online platform, online content creation was like the only way I could go. So I quit my job basically with the blessing and support of my beautiful and lovely wife. I was like, hey babe, yeah, I'm just gonna quit my job and try to become a sports content creator with no guarantees and no income potentially for up to a year. Now, I was monetized quickly. Within 2 months, I was monetized. And I basically said I'd give it a year. And if I wasn't making a reasonable amount of money doing this, I would have to go and get like a real job again, a real job. And my first full calendar year doing this wasn't like a great amount of money. It was about what I was making though at my job that I quit. And now into year 3, I'm very blessed to be making a pretty good amount of money. I'm sponsored by Prize Picks. Shout out to them. I know some people don't like that I carry that sponsorship or that affiliation, but I'm very honored and privileged to be backed by them. So they've sponsored me for the entire year. And then the things I get from viewership and from ad sales by YouTube and the AdSense has gotten to a pretty legitimate amount of money now at this point. And then I'm on other big platforms, like I do work with Jason Whitlock as well on a weekly basis. So yeah, I mean, so it was a risk. It was a sacrifice at first. Now it's a privilege and an honor. And I feel very lucky and fortunate to be able to do what I do every day. And the fact that I basically, look, there's challenges, there's struggles, there's times the edit's hard. I still, for the most part, edit all my stuff. I write all my stuff. I come up with all the ideas for all my own stuff. I make all my own thumbnails. I do the editing, and there's times like the edit's hard. I don't like editing. My computer's messing up on me. Something's going wrong. I'm tight on time. Like I'm trying to get this video done. My dog wants to go walk. I'm starving. Haven't worked out yet. And I'm feeling a little pissy about where I'm at in that day. I get into little arguments with my wife from time to time because she doesn't like my attitude some days. But by and large, for the most part, for the last 3 years, I've never really worked a day in my life. As the saying goes, do something you love and you never work a day in your life. I've spent an immense amount of time and put a lot of effort into working to get to this point here where I'm at. But I don't feel as if it was a chore or a burden or work or anything like that. It's just me working towards these goals and these dreams and aspirations or whatever I have for how far and how high I want to take this. So it's been great. yeah, so it was risky at first, but I don't know that I would say many sacrifices were made. Just hard work and risks, basically. Um, we've got next in Will N8664 again. Props to Miss Skap for supporting her hubby with this channel. She the real MVP. Crying KD voice. Yeah, she is. We went out and celebrated the night that so yesterday the day before, I don't know, Monday was the day that I officially went over 100K. So we watched the thing trickle over, the 999,000 trickle over to 100,000. Screen shared it. We had a little champagne, and then we went out that night. So yeah, 100%. I mean, I dance to the beat of my own drummer. I have for my whole life, and I have only been married once, and I didn't get married till I was much older in my life than many do, because I am very particular about what I do and the things that I want to do and the freedoms that I have. And I've always taken those things very seriously, and that's why I didn't really want to ever be in a relationship, like a marriage type of a relationship, because I didn't want to risk those freedoms and those my ability to do those things. And luckily, the reason why our relationship works so well and has worked so well is because she doesn't take away from those things. She, in fact, only enhances them and encourages me. So yes, I am very very lucky and very fortunate to have her support and her backing. So yes, crying KD voice, you the real MVP. Man, I can't believe 300 or 3 hours and 15 minutes. I just have a penchant for staying on these live streams forever. You can just throw the Darko rant between every clip you show. I'm okay with that. The Darko Rajakovic rant is legend. It's one of my all-time favorite rants or like drops that I use. It might be my number one. It might be the number one most used clip I have, external clip or drop that I use on my channel. It's a complete crap. The whole thing, it's like 3.5 minutes. It is absolute cinema. There's like, the whole thing is great. Like the question begins with like, hey, they shot 26 free throws in the fourth quarter to your 2. And he's like, thank you. That's outrageous. And he just starts piling on. He's like, the league thinks they need a win, then just give them a win and we won't show up. And then of course somewhere Scotty Barnes is all-star. He's going to be face of this league. And then of course just the masterpiece of the whole thing was, it's a complete crap. I've been holding it back all year. It's a complete crap. Absolutely incredible. Yes, the stream is still going. I see Stefan says, LL, Skap has never had a live stream that doesn't go long. I think well, thank you. Skap is now YouTube iconic. Thank you for that. Yes, Stefan, they all go long. I think I've had a few that were only like 90 minutes, but usually they're all like 2.5, 3.5, 4. They're all very long. We're like the 3 hour and 17 minute mark. I am going to be signing off here shortly. It's just hard to pry myself away because I love love talking. Yes, this is shame. That's another great drop in that Darko. It's seriously, it's like 3.5 minutes and every word is iconic. My dream is actually to have the great Darko Rajakovic come on my channel, or at least do the video, do a video message for me where he says it's a complete Skap instead of crap. And then I will then have that like I will then have to have like a little 10-second intro card, and I will 1000% forever have Darko's it's a complete Skap on there. So if anybody knows Darko Rajakovic or has any Toronto Raptor personnel, any contact info from them, let me know and see if we can make that a reality. It's a complete Skap. And then you guys with the super chats just keep rolling. Thank you so much. Collado 137. What part of Kobe's game do you think he was missing to be the exact same level as MJ? Nothing. That's a great question. And I think nothing. I think Jordan, peak for peak, was certainly more athletic. He was more athletically gifted. He had those huge hands. He had like a crazy vertical. I think Kobe's standstill vertical was only like 36, 37 inches. I think Jordan was at like upper 40s. And then the strength, the raw strength and power of Jordan was better too. I'd say Jordan had that over Kobe. But I think Kobe's skill and his command of the game was actually superior to Jordan's peak for peak. I think Kobe was a better ball handler, a better shooter, and a better scorer at all levels. Honestly, I really do think that. Yes, I know Jordan had those crazy 80s years. Kobe's 35 in, it was 05, where league-wide scoring averages were only 96 points per night. Like, Jordan scored in the mid-30s in the 80s. Like, there were years he led the league in scoring in the 90s with like 29 points per game, 30 points per game. Like, Jordan wasn't laying 35 points per game down in the 90s. The fact that Kobe did that in that era is a wild performance of scoring. To me, is a wild display, the greatest display of scoring, if you ask me. And Kobe's drive, his desire, his competitiveness, also second to none. People talk about what a killer Jordan was. So was Kobe. I think the difference, what segregates GOAT Mike from Kobe, and why Mike is one and Kobe is two, is just accomplishments. It's just resume. It's that Jordan has the one more. It's that Jordan never had a player to the level of Shaq. Therefore, Jordan was able to shine more for the entirety of his playoff runs. And then Jordan had a platform to score more and to be more singularly focused for his entire career. It's just situation. I think if Kobe never got traded from Charlotte, he might have put more pressure. I think it would be 1 and 1A. I think Kobe would have far more MVPs than he does now. I think he would have far more scoring titles than he does now. I think he would have maybe the same number of championships as he does now, playing in that putrid, god-awful Eastern Conference that it was for that whole time. So it's just situation. Kobe wasn't in as good of a situation, and the timing wasn't as good for Kobe. Therefore, Jordan was able to showcase himself better and do more. So I think really that's the only thing that separates Kobe from Mike to me. But because of that, I do, yes, have Jordan 1 and Kobe 2. Great question, though. Jonas Weather is in next. Wow, this stream is still going. Yes, to echo Stefan Piscano's comment over there, Skap's never had a live stream that doesn't go long. Facts. Like, I am always on here. Like, basically 2.5 hours is a bare minimum, and like probably 3.5 is an average, which is where I'm at 3:22 right now. I keep threatening it, but I'm logging off here shortly because my voice is starting to waver a little bit. But I got to get through these super chats though. And yes, it is still going, Jonas. Next in, we've got Ontario Razorbacks coming in from Canada. What's up, Ontario Razorbacks? Great handle and a great little avatar there. Congrats. Max Kellerman and Rich Paul are disgustingly awful. The narratives are so bad. They tried to say LeBlame was better last year than any of Karl Malone's prime years. Ridiculous. The propaganda. Yeah, that's outrage. That, again, to quote Darko, that's outrageous. LeBron last year, who barely got into the positives on-offs, barely, by the end of the year, which kudos to him because he was in the negative for on-off the year before, so kudos. But barely got into the positives and was like the second or third option at stints during the season. To say he was better than that and never basically didn't play on the defensive side of the ball at all. To say he was better than Karl Malone at any point in his prime, yeah, that's cap. That is not Skap. That is Cap City right there, as the kids would say, as in a complete lie. But that is really, as we know, Ontario Razorbacks, just the tip of the iceberg for Max Kellerman and Rich Paul, because they're pretty much as big of a propaganda mouthpiece for LeBron as LeBron's own podcast, Mind the Game, is. I think Paul and Kellerman's is called Game Over or some shit. Yeah, both terrible podcasts. Obviously, revisionist, propaganda-laden podcasts to be certain. But thank you, Ontario Razorbacks, for getting in here and for your very generous donation. I appreciate you. We've got William Gamer Jr. What's up, William? Thanks for being here. Kobe's 81 greater than Bam's 83. It was a complete crap. 100%. As I said, I hope you were here when I talked about that earlier in this live stream, because it was just so succinctly and well said by me. Because it was the most disgusting, reprehensible displays of stat padding, shot chucking, and free throw merchanting that I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it makes LeBron blush what was going on by Bam Adebayo. And then he tries to masquerade himself as a Kobe guy. What a fraud. Like, what a liar. No one that ever felt any positive way about Kobe Bryant would ever disgrace his legitimate 81 with that disgusting, putrid display, which, by the way, I didn't even get into the team that they were playing that was intentionally trying to lose. Just ridiculous. Just a ridiculous performance. Performative is what it was. We've got Fernali back in yet again. Who is your GOAT of GOATs? Mine is MJ or Phelps. Look, I can't get into individual sports. It's too hard. There's too many great individuals. Yes, Phelps would be in the running for individual GOATs. Tiger Woods, maybe. I probably wouldn't say Muhammad Ali, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's too hard for individual sports. My GOAT of GOATs in terms of team sports, which I know about. I'm not going to talk about football overseas, aka soccer, as we call it here in America. The sports I know: basketball, football, baseball, and hockey, NBA, NHL, MLB, and NFL. To me, it really is Brady. Brady is the GOAT of GOATs. The way I describe it, look, he has 35 playoff wins. Look at the top franchises in league history. There's like 3 or 4 that have more than Brady's 35. It's the Steelers, the Packers, I think, and the Cowboys, maybe the 49ers as well. And they're close. Like, those teams all have like 36, 37 wins in their whole 60-year franchise history. Brady has 35 in 19 years as a starter in the NFL. And he went to 10 Super Bowls. That's as much as any franchise, I believe, in league history other than the Dallas Cowboys. He won 7 of them. That is more than any franchise ever. More than any of the franchise in the league in the Super Bowl era, of which we are approaching 60 years. A guy in 19 years as the starter won more than all of the other franchises. That is while also having the best stats. Like, it literally would be like if Bill Russell had LeBron's statistical achievements, or if LeBron had Bill Russell's team wins. That is what Tom Brady is. That is what Thomas Patrick Edward Brady Jr. is. The undeniable, to me, GOAT of GOATs. That's why it's silly to try to say he's not the GOAT football player or the GOAT quarterback even. Silly, because I think he is the greatest team sports athlete of all time. And by the way, he also has the insane longevity because, as I said, he led the league. I think he had 44 touchdowns and like 5,300 yards at 44. He led the league in touchdowns and passing at 44 in a year where Patrick Mahomes was primed. So it's just crazy how good how elite that guy is. Guys, you can hear the Rob Father 619 Kobe. Yeah. Oh, yes. 7-3. Also, that's Brady's Super Bowl record. Is also better than 4-6. That you're damn right about that. Yes, Wilt is in the HOF of basketball and football. You're absolutely right about that. And he ran like a double marathon like 2 or 3 years before he died. Wilt did. So the guy was an absolute mutant freak athlete. Oh wait, more on the locker room channel is the one Dreamers Pro has been feuding with since he keeps calling Kobe a devil worshiper. Okay. Um, guys, you can hear the scratchiness right now in the voice. We're just hitting the three. We're at 3 hours and 30 minutes exactly. It's been honestly just a crazy night, guys. A great night. It's been incredible getting on here, chatting with you guys, catching up with you guys. Thank you so much for these continued chats and comments that keep rolling in, guys. It is, again, as I said, my honor and my privilege to be able to deliver this stuff, deliver this content for you guys. I can't thank you enough for helping me reach my first milestone here. My first real goal that I had. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And without you guys, I have no voice. So you guys have built my platform to this level that it is at right now. And it is you guys that will continue to carry me to whatever heights that we might be getting to next. So again, I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much for always being here for me and for riding with me. The Skap Pack, as you guys are now known as. I love all of you guys, and please make sure you look out for my Kobe pack tomorrow. My Kobe edition. It'll be about an hour of my favorite my Kobe collection pieces. After that, I'm working on the top 20 defenders will be out. I know I keep saying it will be. It will be this month. That Kevin Garnett video will be out. I will be starting to do some NFL stuff as well. So keep your eyes open for that. And like I said, still, I keep saying the show's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It is. Stay tuned for more information on that. And merch will be coming too. I'll be wearing that and repping that. I'm going to be changing my little studio up a bit. It's going to look different visually. I'm going to upgrade some of my hardware pieces. And once my plaque comes, I'm going to change some stuff around. So, of course, stay tuned for all of that stuff. Guys, I don't think I have to tell any of you to click that subscribe button or notifications. I'm certain everyone in here right now at this point have done just that. So, guys, as I typically say on my sign-offs, which I need to work on. I need to get an official goodbye or sign-off. Maybe we can work on that next time. Since we got the Skap Pack hashed out, we can, next time I'm on, we can hash out my log off or my sign-off. I say, until next time, guys. But I leave you